Hello. Mr. Crafty said he'd let me know when we were starting, but I think we started a little sooner than he warned me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2020 Vision Board Party. Hello. I hear myself somewhere being echoed. Okay, so I think tonight is a new record. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 devices all around me. I am encircled with technology. Hopefully it all works. So hello guys. I am so happy to see your little faces. It's a very exciting event we're having tonight. One that I especially love, and I hope that you have brought your scissors, your glue stick, and what you plan on building your board in. I'm going to go through all of the details of like what you can do. I'm going to show you the stuff that I have and prepared, give you some tips, and then I'm going to walk you through the process of like doing a few pages along with me to get you started. As always, you can jump in and craft or do what you like while I am doing my chitty chat. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you would like to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you will be hopefully notified when I go live or post a video, that would be awesome. Another way to make sure that you stay in the loop here at the Reset Girl is you can text us. We have a little texting notification system that works awesome. It works better than YouTube's notification system. So you would text TRG to the number 94253. And that will give us the ability to send you a text reminder. We usually send them out about an hour beforehand. We do not use that platform for advertising to you, as a lot of other texting programs do, I notice. But it is simply to notify you that we're going live. So in case you have forgotten, you'll be like, hey, I got to get on the live. So tonight's show is our annual vision board party. I have done this show now in 2016, 2017, and in 2018, we did it during Camp Reset, kind of like a version of it in Camp Reset. So if you would like to revisit all of those videos, the resources that I have created, you can go to theresetgirl.com and you can go access our vision boards page. We put all the videos together that I've ever discussed, anything vision boardy related, including a really cool DIY planner that I showed of how you can create projects and all of that. And this is stuff that was like from a few years ago. So at the time, I didn't really see anybody in the community creating planners like that. So I was really excited to kind of take this tool, which I have always loved, relied on, and kind of transform it into the planner world. I have taught it as a workshop multiple times. So I'm really happy that we actually had that much material, and it's all free. You can go there and go check it out at your leisure and watch when you can. Just like this, if you're not able to stay with us through the whole live, you can come back and watch it as a replay. All of our live events always end up as a replay 98% of the time on our YouTube channel. And you will also see that we link in the below in the description box. You'll see links to the vision board page along with anything else that we think would be helpful to help you find materials I talk about or things I'm using or love, that kind of thing, including places to sign up. We have a lot of stuff going on in January, fun stuff I hope that you guys are excited about. Being a big part of our lives is we are doing a lot of lives this month with a purpose. So tonight's live is about building a vision or showing you how to build a vision for 2020. You do not need to complete your vision board tonight. It is not, and it's not an assignment. If you just want to kick back in your jammies and just watch the show and get to it later, it might take some of you a while to gather your materials. And I do have previous videos that discuss how one can gather supplies, where you can get that from, and how I also resize my photos that I find from the internets. I am very low tech, so these are very simple, a simple way of doing it that I taught myself, and that I know a lot of you would appreciate. So just a few little housekeeping things to be aware of. The new Crafty Club playbook is available now. It is our new 2020 winter edition. And this time around, we included a workshop to help you actually fully build out your playbook. So you will find out how I built this step by step. There is another way. Well, there's multiple ways of doing your book, but the other way we show you is how you can use rings instead. A great idea that you could do as we're doing our vision board party tonight is you can decide if, hey, I want to go ahead and just add some blank pages to the back, or use the grid paper. Happy Planner has a grid paper pack. I have links to that in the workshop supplies list, but I also purchased mixed media paper. I assume that they would have other versions. This is from Yellow Paper House. They probably have other Happy Planner paper products that they create, like grid. I'm just assuming this because they're really good about, you know, creating different types of paper types. I wanted mixed media paper in here, so that's what I bought from them. But if you wanted to build your vision boards in your book, you could certainly do that, or you can opt to do it separately like I'm going to do tonight, because I want to work on mine all year long. I don't personally believe a vision board should be built and then kind of tucked into the corner of your room or in your closet behind the door. I actually have had vision boards that were hung right on my bedroom wall, so that when I was laying in bed, I would be staring at my vision board when I went to bed and when I woke up in the morning. I've attached them to the front of my doors where they would get, you know, seen. I've put them in my living room. So I put a lot of effort into the board because I want it to be beautiful and something that, you know, is appealing to me. I've hung them up on my wall, my workspace at work. So there's many different approaches to doing vision boards. I'm not saying that they have to be in your face all the time. In fact, the way I'm constructing mine isn't something that's round. Now, obviously, I'm in an RV, and so I am very limited. I have no wall space that would, you know, be conducive to a board. And the one I have built, I think I've built two in my RV. They have both, sadly, they were damaged. So luckily I had taken photos of them, which taking a photo of your complete vision board is an excellent idea because you can put it on your phone, your tablet, your PC. You can make it your screensaver. You can print it out and make it a sheet in your planner, the cover of your planner. There's a lot of planners that do custom covers. I'm going to show you how I'm doing mine, which is a little different. And I would say probably my favorite way to do this kind of project. So that's exciting. We also have a new website and a new calendar up, so you can easily see the fabulous events that we have planned in January. And we are kind of like at the eve of a big weekend. Tomorrow there are two big things happening. One is the Harmony Retreat is launching for sale. So it is going on sale tomorrow. If you would like to have all the information about the Harmony Retreat, what I can share with you, you can sign up for the TRG newsletter if you have not already done so. If you go to theresetgirl.com, right on our homepage, you will see a button pretty close to the top that's all about asking you if you want to get information about the retreat. There's also one directly for the TRG Insider newsletter, and you can just sign up. I'm going to send out everybody on my mail list is going to get an invitation along with all the details. So you can make the decision whether or not you'd like to join us. For 1 full week, we're going to have early bird pricing, and then the price will go up. So it'll be your opportunity to get it at the best price it's going to be. We'll also have the opportunity, if you would like to purchase the Harmony Retreat for a friend, we are offering an option to do that as well this year. So this is our first winter retreat. If you were a fan of the content that I shared with you in Camp Reset, then you will love the Harmony Retreat. Just by the very title of it, is it intended to be like a peaceful, life-giving experience. It's supposed to be something that's not making you feel rushed. We're not going to be doing lots of challenges and earning badges. We're not going to have fireside friends. We will have a quieter private Facebook group, but for you to, you know, be accountable, to share, to have those conversations, but it to not be so, it doesn't have the energy of a bunch of crazy 12-year-old girls going off to camp. This is about a bunch of stressed out grown-up girls who need some peace in their life. So we're going to do a fun Another fun project. You guys know how much I love a craft project during camp or retreat. So this will be our way of like making a project that you can add to and build upon all year long. It's not something that will be, you know, finished at the end of winter. It's designed to be something you reach for, like your best buddy all year long. So that's what we're going to work on. And all of the details, I'm sure there's lots of questions and stuff, that will be all spelled out in the sales page that we will be launching tomorrow. So getting on our newsletter means you'll get it directly sent to your inbox and won't have to worry about remembering to come check our website. Also tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, is our Declutter Day. Yay! Community-wide Declutter Day. Why are we having Declutter Day? Because I am hoping to get you guys pumped up, excited for crafting in 2020, and that you will not have to worry about getting ready, like prepping your space nearly as much when we go to start the Harmony Retreat. So whether you're going to the retreat or not, I still would like to help you be accountable, have someone to encourage you during a task that a lot of us don't care for. And it really is nice at the beginning of the year to kind of declutter and freshen up. I don't like to wait till spring. I like to I don't know what it is about January, but I really like to just have everything fresh and new. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'll be starting off decluttering in here and in my boxes back here. So I will be walking around and talking and kind of going through my things. We'll have a couple special guests joining us. So it's your opportunity to have someone to kind of like commiserate with as you're doing something a lot of us find distasteful. And we'll talk about, how do we make decisions about what we keep and give away. And I have a few suggestions of things you can do with your stuff that will make you feel less bad about releasing it back into the wild. And also we'll talk to our chat room as well. You guys can weigh in on suggestions you have for each other, things that you have done successfully. Some of us are not super sentimental and we're very good about making very practical grown-up decisions, and some of us, myself included, have a much harder time parting with things because I have assigned value to them, and it's very hard to let go of things that I think I'm going to need. I think all of us struggle with that, especially as crafters. So that's going to be something we work on tomorrow, and the following Saturday we will have what I'm calling Rebuild Day. Rebuild Day will be us building back up our craft spaces. If you want to just dive in and do that tomorrow after we're done, you certainly can. I'm not suggesting you wait a whole week with everything spread out, but I did take a poll and the majority of people in the chat room said we want 2 separate days for that. And you might want to go check out the Dollar Tree or other sources for, getting yourself some containers, things that will make it easier on you to organize. I personally purchased some really great things over the last couple weeks in anticipation of our Rebuild Day, so that I could make some suggestions of things that I personally love and am using. And I wanted to give myself a chance to kind of use them. There are also a lot of things I am using and I'm just going to share with you, and you can choose to do what I'm doing, do what your friends are doing. But we are going to have that separately so that we can focus on 2 different things, because this will be emotional for us. The first, for part of it is letting go of things, and the next part of it is kind of making decisions about how you build and what makes sense. So what I am going to suggest to those of you who do not have a dedicated space in your house or apartment, what I am suggesting is that you really very strongly consider doing that. Making a commitment to get yourself, if budget is a consideration, getting yourself a secondhand desk or table from a thrift store, a yard sale, Craigslist, and just having a little table that you can put in a closet, you can put in the corner of your room, you can put in the corner of your house somewhere where you can work and leave a project out that you don't have to break everything down each time. I know a lot of us have done that over time. I find that having to break things down and put things back constantly can often discourage you from crafting at all, because you just don't want to be bothered to go through those steps. So you find ways of finding other things to do, like binge watching Netflix. And I really, really want all of us, myself included, I want all of us to be choosing crafting, because it's strengthening an actual gift that you have. It's strengthening an interest that you have. And more importantly, crafting and expressing yourself creatively is a form, I think, one of the best forms of self-care. It's right up there with like what you put into your body and how you move your body. It is stimulating you mentally as well as emotionally. It's doing two different things for you. So it is not just a crazy hobby. Yes, some of us have gotten out of control with our purchases. We have become hoarders rather than users. And I think, you know, that's fair if people in our life tend to make fun of us for the amount of stuff we have. And I think if you're using your stuff and really being honest with yourself about using your stuff, I feel like it's a really good path that you're taking, and you might let go of some of those things that you thought were a great deal at the time and you were going to use it at the time, but you just simply haven't. And maybe letting go of some of those things will help you pare down to what really matters, what you really care about, what is simple in this season of your life that you can reasonably reach for on a daily basis. So that is kind of the battle cry of the Harmony Retreat, and something I'm going to continue talking about during that time. But also just whether, like I said, whether you go to the retreat or not, that will be part of our Declutter and Rebuild Day messages. And I purposely chose to do those as public events rather than just for people who came to the retreat, because I want to walk the talk. I want to demonstrate to everyone in my community that I mean what I say and that I truly care about this community, all of you getting a chance to do that. Okay, so we're all going to show up, hopefully, tomorrow with our little hairs up in a little messy bun, and ready to do some work. So I hate cleaning. I'll be honest with you. My mom loves to tell my nephews about how terrible I was about that. She would have to sit right next to me and observe me cleaning, because I would be the first one to grab a book or grab something I hadn't seen in a while, and I would get lost in reading and lost in crafting and playing around instead of actually cleaning. So it will be a bit painful. So I guess what I'm saying is I want to share the pain around so that we can all be in it together. And I can tell that my chat room is not updating itself, because it's 6:20 and my last message here is 6:02. So 18 minutes of wonderful little messages and comments that I have missed.
Technology.
Yes, Mr. Crafty.
The two-edged sword.
He got further this time, I noticed. I noticed that there's the little, the Reset Girl logo is on our screen. I noticed that there's like a little comment that pops up every now and then because he's making them like stand out. I think that he's kind of bringing back the old way that we used to do the Late Night Crafty Club. I was showing him videos that we used to have where we used to create, where you can still see me on camera, and then you guys could also watch what I was doing. And I believe that is what he was successful tonight in doing.
In theory.
In theory. He tried it last weekend and it didn't work. So we'll see. Technology is just really against us. Just today, I was able to print out several, simple documents. But when I go to sit down and print out the stuff I need for the show, then all of a sudden the printer doesn't know who I am. All of a sudden my printer is just like, I don't know, you're a stranger. And Mr. Crafty had to literally try to download and reinstall the printers, which we ran out of time to complete that. So I literally just had to send stuff off to him. Please print this on this paper and print this on this paper. Every single show, we are, I don't know, I hate to say it, but I almost feel like we're cursed. It's like the Scooby-Doo curse. Okay, so anyway, I noticed we got a lot of our blue wrenches in the chat room. If you have a blue wrench next to your name, this means that you have the power to smote. It is Friday night after all. This is YouTube. We're on a public forum, which means sometimes we have not so nice people join us. And so smoters, prepare your wrenches. And I like to picture those little blue wrenches as if they're bink, removing somebody from the room that is not going to play nice. So just make sure to remind everybody of that. So let's see, we're already 20 minutes into our show. Okay, so I covered all of that. And finally, I just wanted to remind everyone, I am posting to Instagram again. It is a miracle. I've actually posted 3 times now. It's January 3rd. And I think I've posted 3 times. So I think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's only been 2. But we are having the Harmony Challenge, hashtag the Harmony Challenge. And it is in support of our upcoming retreat. And it is a really simple photo challenge. Which, by the way, I just noticed today, I made my own little graphic. And I duplicated 2 of the prompts. I mean, there's only 20 and I managed to duplicate 1 of them. But then I thought about it and thought, it's okay because it's actually a really good one. It's my goals. And I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing that twice because there's different ways of sharing what your goals are. So I'm just going to roll with it. No one's pointed it out to me so far. So thank you for that. Thank you for not making me feel like a full-on on the internets. So, but that is what's going on. A lot of you are really excited to just have a simple photo challenge to do. It is not daily. You can choose to do them in any order you wish, whatever you feel inspired to do. And like I said, there's only 20, so you can choose to kind of let a couple days pass in between. You can work ahead. I like to do batch tasking, so I'll do multiple. Well, when I was posting consistently, I used to do multiple pictures at once and kind of like edit them at once and then get them ready for actual posting. So it's a little easier than kind of on the fly doing each one. I feel like it takes more time to kind of get in that flow. So that is it. I think I've covered everything. So are we ready to get our... Yes, Debbie says, I love not daily. Me too. I used to love a daily photo challenge. I used to love them so much I did multiple photo challenges every month, and it really helped build content very quickly onto my Instagram channel, and it really grew my followers very quickly. So it was rewarding because I was watching my account grow, so I really feel like that was helpful. Okay, so let's get into vision boards. Okay, so I kind of have pieces in different areas. Like I said, I am not using a traditional board this year. And when it comes to boards, I recommend... There's a kitty cat out there. I hear a strange meow. So... There's a lot of strange noises going on in this neighborhood right now. All of a sudden, there's a bunch of skateboarding hooligans out there that need to be super loud. And they keep racing back and forth in front of our window because they probably are very curious why all this bright lighting is going on in here. So it's a wee bit distracting, so I apologize if I squirrel on you. So as I was saying, the traditional vision board material that I love is some white foam core. Poster board can work too, although I find it to be pretty flimsy. Foam core is wonderful. I mean, you can hang it on the wall. It's very stiff and it holds up to like being moved around a bit if that's what your plans are, unless you find a nice place to hang it. I have been doing vision boards for over 10 years. I think they are very, very powerful. And I always put a lot of work and love into mine. I find things, cultivate things that like really draw me visually into it. And I tend to focus on telling a story. So when you're building a board, it's really easy to kind of like maybe go the simple route and like pick some stickers. I've seen people use stickers that have little slogans on them and kind of dot them all over a board and call that a vision board. So in the traditional sense, a vision board is something that would have lots of images on it, images that you have chosen that represent something to you. They don't have to be literal. They can be a representation, for instance, of what like the word harmony means. What does that mean to me? So I could find many pictures. Maybe harmony is a picture of a girl who just looks very peaceful, perhaps your eyes are closed. It was actually kind of a fun exercise because we were looking through images for advertising the Harmony Retreat. So it was a matter of like, what does look like harmony? What would I be able to show you guys to really get an idea of how you're going to feel? It's not going to be this fun, vibrant, exciting photo. It's going to be calm and peaceful and balanced and soothing. Something that makes your spirit go, that's like the best way I feel like I can sell the word harmony, is just to peaceful. It's like harmony, it feels like it's this master word that's made up of many components that makes that the ultimate result, like peace and balance. So anywho, so in the big scheme of things, you know, you're choosing these photos, pictures, images that are conveying a future that you are hoping to achieve. I am not saying that we should beat up on ourselves for being overweight or living where we do or not having what our neighbors have. That's not what I am encouraging. Whatever you need to build a better image of what you wish your life looked like, and it can be very, it doesn't have to be based on materialism. This can be based on, like, maybe you're in a season where you have just been dealing with a lot of stress from different things. Maybe you have an issue with saying yes to too many things and not saying no enough. You know, some of us are kind of people pleasers, and so we end up feeling stressed a lot from all the obligations we have kind of assigned ourselves. Some of us feel guilty for saying no to our kids and we allow them to be in many different activities because, you know, we believe that that's part of being a good parent, is nurturing their gifts. So oftentimes we have worked ourselves into situations where we're just in a stressful situation, a stressful part of life. So maybe your vision board, maybe one corner of it is dedicated to like the decisions that you can make, that you are folding in moments of peace, harmony, reading, self-care, journaling. That could be one whole corner of your board, are all the images that are reminding you about how you should be making time for these things. So it doesn't even have to say, hey, Judy, you should be doing A, B, 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 C. It is visually reminding you, hey, Judy, see all this stuff over here? This is what we want for you. It's like a whisper rather than yelling at you. That's how I look at my vision board. I put stuff on there that's just kind of like this building of, look what my life could look like if I were to actually be doing those things. You know, if you go to the gym enough times, you're consistent on the elliptical, you're consistent in taking your jazzercise classes, or I was trying to think of what that exercise is, and all I could think of was the lambada. But I know that's not it. What am I trying to think of? There's like the South American, what do they call that exercise? It was so popular for so long, and I'm so bad at it, as I've learned. Embarrassingly in public, I'm bad at it. Can someone help me out? I get the lambada. What is that stuff called? Zumba! Oh my gosh. You guys should keep record of all the embarrassing things that I say during the show, because I'm pretty sure that would be up there at the top. So Zumba. So the more you keep going and doing all those things, the more consistent you stay at it. Eventually, it's going to show. The more healthy, more fit version of you will begin to, emerge from your little cocoon of chubbiness if you are consistent. So building the, images of people who have, and I'll tell you this, I tend to pick women that kind of look similar to me now, but maybe they're a little smaller. So I don't shoot big. I'm not putting size 0 girls on my board. I'm putting women who are probably size 14, size 12, because I'm larger than that. But if I was a size 12, I would count that a victory. So I feel like I have realistic expectations, and putting images of that makes it feel like that's doable. That's approachable. So that might be something you consider, because most of us are, concerned about our health and being fit, and some of us don't have to worry about that. A lot of us do. Crafters are not really known as like athletes. We're sedentary people. I just feel like I would rather sit and play around than go out for a walk. But a lot of you have made very good lifelong habits of exercising and just, walking around, going for walks, and that's wonderful. That would be like where I'd want to be. So I'm going to put pictures of what women look like blissfully walking, just doing simple things. Every now and then I might throw in a picture of someone doing like some kickboxing. It just depends on where I'm at that year. Some years I'm very ambitious, and some years I'm like, I just want to see a woman walking. That's wrong. Just to be honest and transparent with you, I would count that a victory. So, okay, there we go. I'm going to move my chat room over here because it's a little far away, and it's definitely, okay. So I am up to date in my chat room, and, but there is a delay between us. So although the chat room is up to date, I'm talking and I'm like about a minute ahead of you guys. So I'm in the future. So anyway, that is one of the things, like in the building of the board, is that you're really just trying to build this better version of, some area of your life that you would like to kind of improve. This is in no way trying to tell you that you're not great the way you are. I don't think that's the message. It's simply a matter of having something that visually, it is where I wish my life was, and I'm going to be putting lots of pictures of craft rooms and craft studios, because now that I know that's a decision we've made and that's where I'm headed, I'm going to be focused on having a home again, having one place where something belongs and it doesn't move constantly. That is something that I for sure am going to be looking at. So, what I would really encourage you when building your board or pages is that you're using your imagination. Picture yourself, how you're going to feel when you possibly look like that. How you're going to feel when you're sitting in a room like that. How it's going to feel when you are achieving these pictures of peace and quiet. Some of us are going to be working on decluttering and minimalizing our lives, simplifying our lives. That's a big theme for most of us, because we live in a very hectic, very busy, lots of things are coming at you, lots of information's coming at you. We live in a very saturated world. We're very good consumers. We end up with a lot of things, so we often can overrun us. So many of us are going to want to achieve minimalism, simplicity. There's extremes of minimalism, and I'm not suggesting that we all live in a blank room with a little cactus on the table, but there's forms of, minimalizing even for crafters, and really just focusing on the stuff that you really love working with. Do you love stamps? Are there stamps in your collection that you love the idea of the stamp, but you never reach for the stamp? I can be honest and say, as much as I downsized and got myself in here, there's still stuff that I don't craft with or reach for. So tomorrow I will be grabbing those things and making those decisions. And I'm going to talk to you about that. There's different steps along the way before you literally just tuck something out. But I'm going to be looking at craft rooms that feel simple and not cluttered. That's going to be my goal. I don't want to do a reverse of all the hard work that I did to get into an RV and then undo it all by going back into a house and filling it up again. So those are things I look forward to. When it comes to picking out, I love putting together boards with clothes that perhaps I wouldn't fit into today, but maybe I'll fit into them 6 months from now. That's very, very motivating to me. And I've talked about that a few times, and you'll see that discussed. And I show you one of the habits I've had for like the last 12 years when I get into, weight loss and health mode, the tool that I build myself to really like really get that into my brain and motivate me. So, and that's going to go into this project as well. So right now, what I want you to consider is whether you're going to build one big board or you're going to go for multiple pages. You can also obviously build a smaller vision board. It doesn't have to be, you know, one of the big giant foam core boards. It could be something, you know, on the smaller scale that you can just paste above your desk at work or above your craft space. But it should be somewhere where you're going to access it a lot or see it a lot, not something that you just did like a craft project and then it goes away, because the goal of this is that those are kind of visual goals and there's something that you really want to work towards achieving. So before I show you all of the materials that I have amassed, I wanted to show you what I'm going to be working in. So I purchased this. I've actually had this in my stash for about 2 years now. It's never had a job, but I had a 40% off coupon and I've always wanted one. So I decided to treat myself and get it. And then it's sat with no job for 2 years. So tonight, before the show started, I saw it up there on my shelf and thought, this is it. I'm putting you to work. You can also, it was expensive in my opinion. I understand the materials that it's made of are really nice. This is the Dilutions Creative Journal. It is not like a typical sketchbook. So it does have, and I'm not suggesting you run out and buy this. I'm just showing you what I got. I happen to have. If you have something you can use in your stash, please do that. It has a little file folder pocket, and then it has like this really nice journal. These are not ordinary pages. These are definitely, it's almost like these are like cardstock. So it's like cardstock pages. I assume because it's a Dilutions product that it's meant to like hold paint, hold inks and watercolor of some kind, like media. I'm making assumptions here. So yes, it's meant for ink spray, stencil, stamps, and more. So, but I'm going to just use it for my project, which is turning it into a whole vision book. This is something I want to look at every night before I go to bed. It's kind of like my own little Corey magazine of my future life. That technique works really well for me. And I actually, last 2 years ago, when we did Camp Reset, I was actually finding my book today. There was actually, is the camera pointing down actually like usable?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, just real quick. So in the Camp Reset handbook, there was a section called Vision Board Pages. And in here, I shared with you what my 2018 vision board was. And then there were these spreads, and each one of them had a prompt to get you to fill up the pages. And I had a lot of fun. This was actually a segment of Camp Reset I did live, and I actually included this on our vision pages, our vision board page on our website. So you can see the video where I was putting together some of these pages and talking about it more in depth. So I was looking through it today and thought to myself, at first I was like, oh, I'm just going to make more pages and just add to it. But then I realized, you know, I want to start something fresh. I want to do these concepts, like these pages, these ideas, but I want to do them in my new book. So I can call this book like My New Life. And it's not that there's anything wrong with my current life. That's not how I look at it. I'm just saying it's somewhere I can dive into and look at when my current life feels more stressful. It feels more meh. I'm having a day where I feel depressed for no reason sometimes, but it can happen. And it's just like a happy place to go. I never not love looking through my vision pages, ever. All the pages I've built and been doing this for so long, I love looking at them. It feels like a little, like going away to, remember Mr. Rogers and how we would get on the trolley and go off to, I'm forgetting the name of the city where we would go to. It was the Imagination. Do you guys remember? I know you guys remember the city that we visited with Mr. Rogers. I'll wait. I just need one of you to answer me. The something make believe. What was that town name? I cannot think of what it was called. Something of make-believe. We'll just leave it at that. The city of make-believe. I have no idea. I can't remember. But anyway, that's where I feel like I'm going when I open my book and look through it. So I just wanted to share with you that's what I'm going to be using, and I'm basing that, if you have your handbook from Camp Reset, there are the vision board pages in there if you want to test it out, see if you like it. Maybe you didn't get around to doing them that summer, and you can still go ahead and fill them all out. See if the land of make-believe. See, you guys, the town. So some of you are saying land of and town of. Kingdom. See, no, okay, I don't feel so bad. We all remember the make-believe part, but I don't know. Does land sound right? The land of make-believe? For some reason, that didn't sound right. Okay, so let me show you my pile of stuff. Okay, Mark, are we back on the other camera?
Which one do you want?
The forward-facing one.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're back on this camera. Okay, so here is my pile of stuff. I'm going to show you. This is it. This stuff has been with us in the RV for the now almost 3 years that we've lived in here full time. So this was precious enough to bring with me on our little trip. I have been attached to my make-believe book forever. I mean, I've just been doing this for years and I love doing it. So to me, it's a priority of holding on to it. Doesn't mean that I was using it the whole time I've been in the RV. No, I did it during camp. I have put together pages when I was trying to be healthy. And that's what I'm going to go back to doing again because I'm not giving up on that dream. So I have some pictures that Mr. Crafty helped me print before the show. So I went on my Pinterest, and I have my Pinterest board set up for success. I have set them up in such a way that it will be very easy to gather the images that I want to use in my book. And I share the steps exactly of like how I resize them and get them onto the paper and then print them. I share that in the printable that is on the vision board pages page. The vision board web page. I keep saying that wrong. There's a little printable that you can follow. It's a step-by-step that I put together. The other thing I did is I went and made myself a bunch of words. I always pick a different font each year that I really love and want to see. So I made myself a sheet of different words and little phrases, little expressions. Sometimes they're like one page will be all about something I know I'm going to do. So I made a list for myself because it starts with a list. I made a list for myself of what pages I wanted to make sure that I created. So my list, which is right here, is the self-care life, prayer warrior, Bible scholar. Those are habits I want to really grow this year. So I want to have a whole spread about being a prayer warrior, a Bible scholar, my skincare routine, having a healthy body, healthy fuel, which is a better way of saying food. Like I want to focus on it that way. The future me, what will I look like? What would that look like? A life makeover. I mean, how many of us would love a life makeover? Just like make a spread of whatever that dream thing is. It could be just totally outrageous, something that would never happen in reality, but like if you had $1 million and someone said we can make over your life, what would it look like? Like that's just a fun mental and a fun exercise emotionally and mentally to build like your best life on paper. Home sweet home, because I want to make sure that I have pictures of that. Do more of this. So whatever this is. So I picked out pictures of like crafting, journaling, reading. These are 3 areas that I really want to grow stronger in 2020. I took my word for the year and I made it a phrase, the blank life, the harmony life. So if yours is the rest life, the light life, the creative life, whatever your word of the year is, you can form it into a statement and then show what that looks like. If you were walking out your word every day, what would your life look like? So those are the pictures that you would put on those pages. Journal girl, planner girl, like actual, I'm really planning successfully. I'm maintaining my planner. I'm sticking with the routine instead of being the try it for a month, it all falls apart. Try another planner, it all falls apart. I want to be the girl where I stick to a system. I develop a time management system that works for me. I am a chronically disorganized, chronically a person that struggles with time management, which is even a weird thing to say because I don't really think we manage time per se, but I think working within like how to, there's some things I know how to do. It's just doing them. I can talk about them, but me personally doing them is something I really want to work on. So I want to have a spread of what that looks like to me. What does it look like when you're actually killing it with your planner and that it's working for you? You finally have hit upon what's working for you. Craft Studio, I made 2 prompts for that because I want lots of pictures. And then retreat experience. One day I want to have retreats at my house. I want to have people come and love on them and feed them good food and like create beautiful things. I want a spread or 2 of what that would look like. So I made that a prompt. So make yourself a list of what are the categories that you would love to grow. Now, if you're going to pick one board, you obviously have a finite space. And I kind of, in my experience, find that like I divide up my board into quadrants, which again, you will have seen me do in my past videos. And I kind of stick things in each quadrant so that visually you can kind of tell they're all sort of divided. So with pages, I feel like there's more fun because you can do a whole spread to one subject and mix it up. I went ahead and typed up my prompts on a sheet and I made them in 3 different sizes because I had no idea what was going to fit on my page. I kind of want to try my little journal labels to put them on. And so without being able to test them in advance, I made them in 3 different font points so that I could test it out. So this is going to be what I trim off. You know, I trim each one out, put them on a sticker, and that becomes the little prompt at the top of the page. So the rest of these were just like, so based on this, I created little expressions, little fun sayings, things I thought were funny, like glow baby glow, lovely inside out, oh she glows, natural, skincare routine, love your face, nurture, selfie, relaxing, moisture, youth in a bottle, you had me at hello. This obviously would be stuff I would put on my self-care spread, stuff that I want to like be reminding myself of, making it fun. You know, this is just for you. You can add silly things, funny things. It's like you're coaching yourself. You're talking to yourself through this board. So I did that with, this is another sheet of more expressions like that. I did this for about like the pages where I was going to show like fashion and getting healthy, getting to be the size where I could wear that cute skirt, that kind of thing. So food is just fuel. Isn't she lovely? Try new things. This is a quote from The Office, but I thought it would be funny to use it in this context. You can get it. And yet she persisted. This is a really good one to remind yourself as you're dragging yourself into the gym or putting on your running shoes when you don't really want to. So these are my little prompts that I designed. And then these are the images that I grabbed off of my boards today so that I could kind of have some new material to work with. But let me show you what I have from older things. So I got this from Walmart or Target, and this is a very common thing that all of the big box stores have. This one's made by Mead, and all it is just a letter. Come on, Corey. A letter or accordion file. So it's something that you'd find in the office supplies. Sometimes I manage to get a lot of words out and I can hear myself and I'm okay, I sound good. And then I struggle over the smallest things. I'm like, this thing, this accordion foldery thing. So I have these each section labeled, and these are for me to like process my magazines, and I'll tear out pictures. I'll tear out pages that have like cool phrases on them, and I sort them in here based on what it is I was, you know, saving them for. So the little sticky notes say words to cut out. So these pages had cool words or phrases. This one is about the styling. The pictures had something that was really beautifully styled. Inspiration, fashion, eating plans, tips, pictures, and food. So there's a variety of things that are in here. Some of them it's magazine pages. Some of it might be things I've printed off the internet, and now I've stuck them in here. So this is just a really, I call this Reset Your Health. So this is pretty much all health related. So I put it into a really easy to carry and organize my stuff file organizer-y thing. And then here are my stack of magazines, which I was using a lot during Camp Wanna Craft. So they kind of all ended up together. I don't buy a ton of magazines. The ones that the ones I'm addicted to and have been for years. I mean, a lot of us probably grab these. They're always in the checkout line. Is like First for Women is one of them, and then Women's World. Those are the other two. Look at Lisa Rinna. Oh my goodness gracious. She's flawless, and she still looks amazing. She still looks like yeah, she looks like she's in her 30s. So impressive. Anyway, this is just an example of the kind of some of the magazines I have in here, and I'll clip out stuff out of them too. I tend to grab like the special edition magazines. This one is from, I don't know, it's not Better Homes and Gardens, it's something else. I love these ones. This is the Complete Guide to Keto. This is 101 Diet Hacks. So when I see these type of magazines, I'll grab them too, because they're going to be full of like tips and images that I can just throw on there too. Sometimes I like adding little tips, little fun, quick things to read, because it kind of turns it more into a magazine that I will want to look at again and again. So this is a habit of mine of just kind of creating this theme around my vision board. Here's one that's it's one of the same magazines of the other. It's the Secrets of Creativity, Natural Beauty. And then I grabbed one that was all about tiny homes, because I thought that would be fun to add when I thought I was going to do tiny homes, but I would never do that now. Now that I've spent 3 years in an RV, I am not buying a tiny home, I can tell you that much. And then I found this magazine. This is new to me. It's called Strong. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I was just looking at stuff, but it had a lot of pictures of a girl who was just kind of working out. And sometimes I like stuff like that. It had really pretty like pictures of food. And yes, these are things I could find online too, but I don't know, there's just something great about a nice glossy magazine for me. So these are all things that I cut up. Francis says, I'm hooked on Women's World. Me too. I have been buying it for like, I know I was buying this in my 20s. So it's another First for Women. And there's Shape. So now I have another little bin. This is where we used to keep our sticker paper. Comes in these little, we call them clamshells. So in here, I also have a ton of images that I have printed off the internet, and they're all in here. So sometimes what I do is I will cut them out and I'll put them in little Ziploc bags to like keep all of the images together that are going to go on one spread. If I can't get to it right away, I'll stick them in here. I have all these fun, these are really nice clear vinyl envelopes that I'll use for, this one is for actually cutting up words and stuff. I have all different ways of storing them. This was a package that had some stickers in it, and I kept the packaging and I threw my own little words. This is actually from one of my vision boards that I made. These were the extra words that I had. I usually keep them. Plus, when you do things digitally, then you have the actual digital file too. And if you want to use the same words the next year, you can just change the font and make them fresh. That's actually what I did here. Some of these are from Camp Reset, and I just changed my font, and now they look like they're new. So yeah, Jen agreed with me. She says the glossy page is so pretty. A magazine page is like, there's just, you can tell when I've printed something like versus the gorgeous magazine photo. So I like to mix it up and have both. So I have lots of things in here where I'm just going to clip. This is the kind of stuff, to me, like, it's called harvesting a magazine. There's actually a term for it. I feel like it's one step is just cutting stuff out, ripping stuff out, and then you can kind of clip them more specifically. And I feel like that's something you can easily do when you are watching TV with your sweetie, sitting with your kids. I always give the same examples. I really don't know what you guys are doing. I know me and Mr. Crafty, we don't have the kids anymore. We're alone together all the time. So for me, when I'm doing stuff like this, I'm usually sitting there with like watching 48 Hours or Dateline, and then I'm snipping stuff. I intended to snip this when we were like driving down the road in the RV, but I feel so weird about having super sharp scissors with as much jiggling as you do. As you do. So a lot of you guys, you have magazine subscriptions. You guys pick up magazines. We're very similar in a lot of ways, us crafters. So those are exactly the reason why they just make such great fodder for your vision board and your vision pages. There's lots of stuff in there that you can snip up, you know, with like just alone the stuff that you see in advertising is just nice to have. You just never know. Like the word well-being. I mean, that's just a nice way of talking, you know, like holistically about your whole self. Mental, physical, emotional self is just your well-being. So that's what I have in here, guys, is I just have lots of little baggies of little pictures that I've snipped up. I just wanted to kind of show you this is how I get to the finish line, is by having these different steps. And some people, so iconic. I just loved that, so I snipped her out. I could probably add her. Also, go on your Instagram. Go on other people's Instagram. I grabbed a couple pictures from my own Instagram. And my little cheetah tennis shoes that I love so much. They're like 15 years old. I've had them forever. I just got myself a new pair of cheetah shoes so I can finally part with them, but now that I have to part with them, I don't want to. But see, that's what decluttering is for. So I have pictures that I took myself. Here's me in my cute bags and my little cheetah shoes. So all my shoe pictures, you guys know I love to take pictures of my feet. So add those in there. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. I took a couple pictures off my photo roll, and then I added some text to them, which I've never done before. So I put this one, says 1 foot in front of the other, and that's me standing on a street grate in New York City. And then here's me and Mr. Crafty in North Carolina or Georgia. And I put more of this as a little reminder to myself to remember that, you know, my husband, he and I are, we're together 24/7 all the time in this little room. And, you know, 80% of our life, I feel like, is TRG. So it's a really good reminder to remember, like, you're his girlfriend, not his business partner, not just his wife. You're his girlfriend, someone that should be smooching on him. And, you know, we should go on a date every now and then like you did when you were boyfriend and girlfriend. So I put that up there to remind myself. Also, I grabbed somebody's picture off the internet of books, and I put, choose this. I need to be reading more this year and not not having a screen in front of me. I need to watch less YouTube and read a book. I need to read more. Reading used to be really passion for me when I was single, and it's time that I get back. I have a cajillion books to read before I die, so I better get started. So here's a bunch of expressions that I had from Camp Reset. I held on to them. So any of the work that you guys do in building this, like, keep all of your supplies together. Throw them in a bag, a tote, something easy to, you know, move around with. Like, that's where all this was in a Piggly Wiggly tote bag. And I always have this. I can work on this at any time. And I mean, that's really exciting to me. When I found the bag, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I love doing this. And this makes me excited to do a vision board. So the next step is making a vision board. So I think that's what I am going to do. I'm just like sorting through all of the deliciousness I have in here. I have this gorgeous honey from Camp Reset here. I think I'm going to throw honey in my vision pages. I have things kind of organized by topic in this little bin of mine. So I'm just showing you that there's more to just building a single board and being done. Like this could be a very awesome self-care activity. We all cut up pictures when we were younger. I feel like junior high was that sweet spot where I was always making collages to put up on my walls because we were all, you know, getting magazines. Like, I didn't have the pictures of all the little teenage heartthrobs on my walls, but I did love to make collages out of my 17 and what are the magazines that we had when we were younger? There was there a magazine called Teen? There was 17. What am I thinking of? Isn't it awesome getting older as your memory begins to fade? So yes, Celia says Pinterest is the ultimate vision board. And so what's wonderful about being strategic with Pinterest is you can actually create a board called Vision Board. And Pinterest is so awesome. They let you have sections. So you can say, hey, here's my vision board, and now I'm going to make sections for it. And I'm going to have, you know, fashion, clothes you don't wear today, but maybe you're interested in wearing if you lost a few pounds. As an example, hey, you know, a lot of us love getting a makeover. As we get older, you know, we try different things with our hair, our makeup, because we're aging, so you have to kind of mix things up a little bit. So I have a whole board that's all about skincare and, you know, different makeup styles that, you know, that are worth trying as, you know, my skin changes as I get older. So that's the kind of fun stuff that I recommend trying with Pinterest. I try not to just pen things and let them go into the nether world. A vision board, Pinterest board would get use because when you're ready to sit down and do your thing, you have organized everything. You can get all those images out of one of the folders, put them on your page like I show you how to do in my little tutorial. I talk you through what I do. And then you can print out that page, snip it up, and put it in your board or your book. So let me tell you really quick before I jump in why and how this can be so powerful. So my vision boards for the last few years have focused on things like, right before Mr. Crafty and I got married, we built a board. And our board, the very center of it was a RV, was living in a RV. So before we even got married, I have no idea exactly how that formulated in my mind that I wanted to live that way, but somehow it did. And we had a vision board on there. We put specific things on there. I would say to this day, 5 years later, 6 years later, almost 6 years later, I'm going to say about 75% of what we had on our board has come to pass, including things that we put on there about the community and our business and, you know, different things we were hoping to achieve. The one area that has eluded me has been my physical health, but I'm never giving up on that. As long as I have breath in my body, I'm not giving up on that. But I am just amazed at how much has come to pass. And my counselor, my Christian counselor, she was telling me, you know, she was actually the one who was encouraging me to do it. And she said, you know, I just don't know what it is. She goes, but when I suggest to my clients to do this, she goes, it becomes such a powerful catalyst. And I can't believe how many of my clients come back and say that, you know, my life has changed. She counts me as one of her greatest success stories in the different things that I had put down, and I photographed it. I showed her I was accountable to getting it done, and I've continued to make them. I love making them. They are just something like I will sit there, you know, the term like meditate or visualize. Like I will just stare at my board or my page, and I will go through it like clockwork and picture myself. Oh, I'm gonna look so cute when I'm wearing that dress. that dress will not be on sale by the time that I finally achieve that goal weight. It won't. But that's not the point. The point is that in my head, I'm telling myself that story of how I'm going to feel wearing it, and it's going to make me feel good. And I can't wait till I have these cute little clothes, that I used to love and wear. But that's my little story that I tell myself. For some people, they have other stories because of what they're going through in their lives. Throughout my life, with my big struggle with my depression, vision boards have largely helped me stay, I feel like, mentally in the game. Like that there's hope. There's always hope. I could have this life. I was building them back when I was a single parent and struggling in life. So there is something about them, and part of it is you treat it like a goal board. Don't just treat it like a pretty picture that you think is nice and looks like the other artwork in your house, but that it's something you interact with mentally. And that's why putting it literally on my bedroom wall and looking at it every night became that exercise of walking through the board and seeing all what could be. And it's astonishing to me when I think about it, how there was that big old RV on there, and look where I am today. And I had messages about the community that I didn't even really have a community, you guys. I wasn't really on Instagram that way. I wasn't even in the planner community when I made that board. I didn't even know there was a planner community on Instagram. All I had ever seen was planners on Pinterest, because Pinterest has always been my first love. But I put stuff on the board about having a community, and I had no idea what that looked like, because back then I thought of bloggers and how bloggers have communities, like little names that show up on their blog that they communicate with. I had no idea I would be like this, but yet here I am. So those are things, as a Christian, those are things that I prayed over, and I prayed for the things that I had on there. I prayed for God to take the desire away from me for things that he did not have for me. Work that out, Lord. I submit my life to you. If I have things on my board that, that's not what you have in mind, take the desire from me. I'm fine with that. I have loose hands. I'm not holding on to anything. So that was kind of how I made that part of my prayer life. And it was something to meditate and visualize at the same time. So I think that's my little spiel for tonight. I hope that I've convinced you to give this a try if you are new to the art of vision board making. And if you are new to the art of vision board making, I am not the end all be all of the vision board, world. There's plenty of people out there, especially on Pinterest, who have suggestions on how to do it. I'm just saying from my own experience, what I have done, the way that I handle my board, I am walking out my vision board life. I'm in the life that I put up on my board. So I feel like that matters. Does that mean that I would suggest that some of us who are, deeply in debt or working a little part-time job, put pictures of a Ferrari and a mansion on their board? That is not how I look at things. That's not how I visualize. And I honestly don't think, like in our audience with our age group, that a lot of us would tend to go that direction. I think when you get older and wiser, like I knew people who did that when I was younger, but older and wiser, I feel like we're a little more realistic about what would make us happy. And that's why I suggest going with feelings about feeling peaceful, feeling content, feeling, just more healthy, feeling more happy, just more joyful, I would say. I like joyful better than happy. I feel like happy is a state of mind that's can be fleeting, whereas joy is something that's it's longer lasting. So those are kind of my scattered thoughts about vision board making, but I would encourage you to go to the resetgirl.com. I think there's about 4-5 videos up, and I even there's a whole video that shows how I made a planner with the whole pages concept, and I show you my book that I had back then, which I don't even think I have. I think I left it in my storage, but I show the book that I've had for like 12 years that shows how I built my little magazine of the future life I wanted. So, and it helped me from cheating on my diet. It helped me get my butt up and go for walks because I wanted what I saw in the pages of the magazine that I built. So the things that you're putting up here on your pages, on your board, these are things that are achievable. These are things that you could actually do if you begin being consistent in the habits that will get you there. So it's a awesome little visual for that you can do some storytelling to yourself. And all right, I really think that we're here. Even a non-crafter would be down for a vision board because it's not, we're crafters. We have no problem with that word. It's not a bad word to us. But I mean, even if you're a non-crafter, I've seen real estate agents are really big with the vision boards. I remember being in my early 20s and seeing, I was always looking for a working from home situation back then because, and this is before the internet, of course. So I would go to those little mail in and get information, or go to little seminars where they're always trying to get you to sell their product. But a lot of people in that world of sales and trying to get you to see the big picture, they would always have that vision board kind of thing that they would promote and talk about. And I was like, yeah, that's the collages I used to make in junior high, but with images. And so I was always trying to find ways to get my hands on magazines so I could make them. So we have a lot more opportunities to build that with all of the, all the internet options we have. One thing I bought, which I've never really used this, and I need to with this stuff, is here's another little organizer, and it's kind of it's an interesting size. It's sort of like the size of a happy planner. As you can see, it's not a letter size, it's a medium size. And I bought this years ago, but I believe that they still make them. And I felt like it's a nice little, this is something you'll probably see on Rebuild Day when I talk about organizing. I love accordion files. They're great for storage, and especially they're great for a single project like this one. So you can find them at Dollar General. You do not have to shoot high. They can be expensive because a lot of them are meant for heavy duty office work and filing. So try to find things that are more document organizers. And they often sell them with the school supplies. So yeah, don't be spending a lot of money on this project. Okay. I'm exhausted. So the vision board pages, I see one of the questions. The ones that are in this that I was showing you earlier, this here, this was, excuse me. I had to get coffee here. There's not coffee in here. I meant coffee like I'm getting coughing. This was part of Camp Reset 2018. This was one of our books. I don't have this individually available, but I will be honest with you. When I was sitting here typing up all my words, and I actually built another set of pages, I told Mr. Crafty, we should sell these in the store because I've done all this work, and if people want to put this kind of stuff on their vision board, they could. So let me just show you what I'm doing with this, and you might just decide, hey, I'll do it that way before I go get all that uploaded onto our website. Let me show you how I'm gonna okay, let me grab this out because this is something that's actually complete and I can compare it to you to something, and then I'll show you what I mean. This was a lot of fun building this in camp, and as a little promo, this is an activity that I am going to show you guys in the Harmony Retreat, but in a different format, in a more compact way. And I'm going to show you how specifically, to focus on this one topic, I want you to build pages like this. So it will be another activity that we do in the Harmony Retreat, because this is a big key thing to helping you with mental health, encouragement, motivation. It's just one of those things that just, to me, it checks all the boxes. So you will see this again if you are coming with us to camp. Again, camp is going to be, sorry, I keep saying camp. It's such a terrible habit. Winter Retreat, the Harmony Retreat, retreat. It's not camp. But the winter retreat is going to be going on sale tomorrow. It will be on sale for 1 week is the early bird pricing, and then it will increase. It'll increase to the next price. There might be like 3 tiers. So tomorrow it will be available. I do not know what time. If you sign up on theresetgirl.com, if you go to our website, we do have a newsletter, and if you're not already on it, please sign up. I am not one that badgers people with lots of emails, but I can send you out the invitation with all of the information, and you can decide if that is for you. So let me take a sip. Oh my gosh, Misty, that's so funny. She says, I remember counting the letters in my name, and certain letters had a value and added up, and that was who you'd marry. I totally did stuff like that too. Although I didn't learn it that certain letters had a value. I would just remember counting the letters in my name, which I have 9 letters in my last name, my original last name, by the way, number 9. But I remember the little cootie catchers that we used to do, and that would determine who you were married. Isn't that so funny? And I used to actually like think about that. I used to really believe like it's going to happen. It's true. Miss Crazy Crafting Creator Dude, or Mr. Creator Dude, said, do you put a scripture on the vision board? I actually do, because there are scriptures that talk about having a vision, like Habakkuk. I do that. And I have, I was talking earlier about how several of my vision boards will be specifically about being a stronger prayer warrior and a Bible scholar. I put scholar because it sounded, I don't know, cute, quirky. But basically what I'm saying is I just want to be diligent about reading my Bible again this year. I kind of slacked off in 2019. I was super diligent, read the whole thing cover to cover in 2018, and I need to get back into being a dedicated Bible reader again. So I just wanted to build that board. So I do have some faith boards, and then I have, just regular physical life, that kind of thing. I wanted to have like a spectrum of different aspects of my life, just like you would if you wanted to focus on career, you want to focus on your children. And this is something you can pray over. If you have, if you are a person of faith, there is a fabulous book by Mark Batterson called Praying Circles. Praying Circle Prayer.
Circle Maker?
The Circle Maker.
I'll find it.
Thank you. I actually did, if you go on my YouTube channel, I did a video doing a faith, like a whole spread of faith journaling, and there's a page in there dedicated to the Circle Maker. And I remember the page because it had circles on it, and I had little notes that I had taken from the book. And where was I even going with this story? Why did I bring that up? Oh my gosh.
You put scripture on your vision board?
Yeah, but I was going somewhere with that. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys, this show's just going to get more and more interesting as the years go by. It shall be one of these days. Oh, you guys are going to just have to feed me my lines because I won't remember. Thank you, Kelly, for that little example, because it's true. I don't even remember. Okay, and as a reminder for those of you who also may have come late, tomorrow is our Declutter Day starting at 11 a.m. PST. It should be going for a few hours, obviously, because it's going to take time to declutter. I'm sort of leading the charge. I don't know how long it will actually take me to do this, but I'm having 2 special guests come on to just like kind of like weigh in on what they're doing and what their tips are for that. And thank you, Teresa. She says, pray over what you need to work on. So thank you. So the vision board becomes that element of praying. And like I'd mentioned earlier, and so you could put together like a whole page for each of your children. You could lay out a whole vision for their life, of being happily married, or that they went to college, that they're strong in their faith, if that's something that matters to you. So you could build a whole little spread about each of your kids and the vision for their life that you have for them, and hope for them, because obviously kids are going to do what they're going to do. But it could be something that you pray circles over, and that's something that in that book. Thank you, Teresa, helping me bring that full circle, literally, that you could apply to, that you'd have a visualization of seeing that, and how fun would that be to kind of design your kid's life? If only it worked that way. My daughter would have an amazing life if she would just do everything that I said. Isn't that how we all feel? But it does not work that way. Speaking of decluttering, my eye just caught this under the desk, and I'll mention this tomorrow, but should you not join us, I just started this book, so I cannot speak to like how amazing it is just yet, because I did just start it. But if you are interested in taking a risk, I don't even remember what the review said. But there is this book called Uncluttered, Free Your Space, Free Your Schedule, Free Your Soul. And it is a more of a faith-based approach to decluttering, which you don't see a lot. So I did grab it. I have been starting to read it. I have been highlighting some good key passages, and I was actually considering making this part of the First Love Club, making it possibly part of like content I would cover in the spring when we possibly have a faith-based workshop or retreat, possibly. So if that appeals to you, if that's a struggle you have with decluttering, and we're going to be doing that tomorrow, that's something you may want to grab. Okay, let us vision. Let us have a vision for our life. Let us get started. I have covered all of my talking points. And of course, I'm an hour and 20 minutes into it. But I did have to cover some important things about vision boarding, because when I went back and listened to myself share stuff from the old videos, like sometimes you'll look at stuff and go, wow, I don't even remember saying that. And that's how I felt. Like there was some good points that I made, but I wouldn't necessarily say those exact same things today, because time has passed. We've experienced life, and then we have a grander experience. And I feel now like at no other part of my life have I truly seen the manifestation of what a vision board and having a vision can really bring. And truly, it's really incredible, because I don't think I ever had such a big vision for my life when I was younger, ever. But God leading me along this path and opening a door and me walking on through it, like I've gotten myself here. So it's very interesting to see how, with including him into the mix, I feel like my vision has gotten larger. Just going to say that. Okay, so I am opening up my vision pages, and I mentioned to you that I was going to show you what I'm doing versus having an actual... What did I just do with that? Am I just tucking all the things under my desk without thinking, because I'm just talking? Okay, so here's the vision board section of the vision board pages from the Camp Reset handbook, which I'm gonna say I'm really considering repackaging this handbook and offering it like as a workbook, because it's pretty cool. I was looking at it again going, wow, like I wrote all this. I designed it. I didn't have any help. It was just me. And it's pretty amazing. I step back and go, it's like I almost don't remember doing it in a way. But this whole section with the vision boards is really cool. I'm glad I included it. And if you have the Camp Reset handbook, you could refer back to it. But I'm going to put it here just kind of alongside, so you can kind of see how I'm sort of recreating this. And again, this paper and this particular notebook is it's on the thicker side, pretty substantial. You could do this with I've also purchased the sketchbooks that come, they're like black. They're made by, it starts with a C, like Cadet. Is that right? Walmart sells two types of them. There's one with black covers, and there's one with like a craft paper cover. They make them where they look like a hardbound book with a spine, like a yearbook, but it's blank, like that type of sketchbook. And then they have one with a coil wire. The one with the bindery one, that one is like $7, I want to say. So Walmart is a great place to pick one of those up if you want to do like instead of like a yearbook, it's like a vision book. If you want to do that, you could easily grab one like a sketchbook over at Walmart. And I've bought them multiple times there, but I don't see them up in my arsenal of stuff that I have. So I must have tucked them into my storage and thought, well, I'm not going to cover this. And then I decide, I'm going to have a vision board party. So I'm going to, as an example, of course, I want to do a cover. They are asking if there is a freebie. Yes, there is. There is. And Kelly told me.
I've got the link for it.
Okay, so Mr. Mark is letting me know that you guys are asking about the freebie. And Judy just let me know that she was listening to me on her hour-long drive from work. So I'm glad to help you get home listening to my chitty chat. There is a freebie tonight. I'm sorry I didn't mention that sooner. I actually kind of forgot about that. And Mr. Crafty is going to post it in the chat room, the link to it. If you were watching this as a replay, we normally offer the freebie is once a month we do a freebie for the Late Night Crafty Club. This technically is a Late Night Crafty Club. And we offer that free as a gift for thank you for attending. And it's like bonus. But after the fact, we always put that freebie up into the shop, and then we charge a nominal fee for it. So whatever the goodness is tonight, which I have not seen, you can purchase it after the fact. Miss Kelly Bangs, graphic designer extraordinaire, she is the one who creates these freebies on her own time. It is her gift to the community. We look at the Reset community as a lot of times as ministry. Which is why we do offer so much free content, why we do these shows for free. It's because it's just it's meaningful to us to nurture and give you guys a place to gather. And hi, Miss Angie Brown. So, Grace, you missed all kinds of important info. You're going to have to go back to the beginning. So anyway, Mr. Crafty's posting it in there. And Mr. Crafty, can I have a copy of it? Is that possible?
So, clarify, what does that mean?
I mean, can you print it for me?
Can I print it for you?
Okay. So I told Kelly that she always asks me what theme or what idea do you have for the freebie. So I get to like give input, and all I can remember about this one, because my whole life has been about the Harmony Retreat and the sales page. Was saying, hey, this show is debuting the night before the Harmony Retreat. So either it was about the Harmony Retreat or it was about the vision boarding. But I have a feeling it was about vision boards. I told her like maybe you could make some cool stuff they can put on their vision board. So it's one of the two. Am I right? Did I guess? Did I guess right? Well, thank you, Miss Karen. She says that she loves the stuff we create. Thanks for the freebie. Well, Grace, I know. I'm so glad that were able to join us. So if you guys are just joining us, please know that I gave a very impassioned explanation of vision board magic, why it's so amazing, how it can really literally change your life. And you can find all the free resources, all the videos I've ever done, vision board parties we had in the past, and the little printable that I created to help you step by step use the same method I use for snatching pictures off the internets and putting them privately into your vision board stuff. I do provide that as well on theresetgirl.com. You will notice there is a brand new website, a brand new homepage, and there is a little button you push. It's called Vision Board Magic. And we gathered up all of our videos for you for free so that you can just go back to the past, go watch the Reset Girl Actually, my first vision board party was episode number 4 of the Late Night Crafty Club. The one before that was episode 3 when I showed you how to do the DIY planner. And I was watching myself, like, it's been a while since I've been in that you know, that phase of my life. So it was kind of cool watching old Corey. Oh, Corey, had no idea. Silly Corey. Dreaming of being in an RV, having no idea what that would be like. Okay, so Mr. Crafty has just printed off my freebie so I can enjoy what you guys are enjoying. Uh-oh. Paper out in the cassette. Well, this is a fine how do you do. I was all excited. It sounded like it actually printed. All right. So tomorrow's declutter day will be a lot like this, where I'll be walking around and trying to access my room so that I can put stuff away. So Mr. Crafty is showing our new website in the video. That's so cool. See, we're right back to having all the fancy stuff that we used to have. I love it. We're back to being fancy.
That's right.
See, Mr. Crafty got us back online again. We have fanciness in our Late Night Crafty Club. We have our little logo. He's able to change the screen in and out so it's like more fancy, you know.
Oh, fancy. And I'm not even there to put up the card.
Indeed.
Maybe I'll go do it now.
You are so welcome for the freebie. Thank you, Miss Ivy Tree. Okay. Mr. Crafty's printed me out some. Okay, so I'm gonna dive in. Are you guys actually crafting a vision board tonight, or am I just doing this by myself? I just need to know. I just want the truth. I'm all picturing you guys at home. There, see, Mr. Crafty, he's so clever. He has decided that when I reference any of the phrases that we used from the community journal cards, because that's where these phrases come from, is from our Late Night Crafty Club, our Crafting with Corey shows, our chapel crafting. Funny things happen, right? So here's the glue stick down, which is our battle cry when we kill a glue stick. And there is really funny little journal cards that got designed and offered during the month of November. They are still in our shop if you're interested. I do not remember how many cards there are. I think there could be 30. I think there's 30 journal cards. I've got Pocket Fever. This is a little oldie but a goodie from Camp Wannacraft. So Mr. Crafty, when he can remember, if there's a card for that, he will be displaying it on the screen. Okay, so Maria says that yes, she's been working. Terry says she's halfway done. Flora says she's doing it this weekend. Oh, you guys are all talking so fast I can't even catch up. Yay, I have it now too. Woohoo! Literally, woohoo! So here is the freebie that Miss Kelly Bangs designed for you, lovely ladies. These are obviously super cute things, fun things you can add to your little vision board pages. You can print it smaller if you want to go into like not having a big giant, well, this isn't for a big giant board, but if you want to, you can adjust it by printing it at a smaller percentage, and then that way you can do what you like. You can also print it to clear matte sticker stock and make stickers out of it that you can kind of put over a photo or over an image if you'd like. So that is tonight's freebie. And this will also be available in the shop after the fact. All right. No more fooling around. I actually am going to dive in. I just need to know what I do with my photos. the ones that I got myself all organized and printed. Well, Mr. Crafty printed for me because my printer and I, we're on the outs. So I'm going to make myself a real fancy cover. Not tonight, but I will make a fancy cover because I'm sorry, this is real estate that must be covered. That's That's just a plain Jane little notebook there. And I want to have fanciness. So let me show you what I'm doing in order to kind of emulate what I had done in the Camp Reset. I have a little prompt here. So every spread had a prompt. Healthy eating looks like this. So this was what at the time was my idea of healthy eating. Healthy moving looks like this. And then here's what I gave as an example. And you can see we have a bit more like curvy women here because this, again, it would be more approachable or possible. Crafting that excites me. Fashion that makes me feel like me. So here was another opportunity to do that. So I just wanted to show you. So here is me printing out a whole other list of prompts. And what I thought I would do to sort of emulate how I have this little prompt here in the corner, since I'm using a blank book, I'm going to go into my DIY sticker book, and I have the journaling essentials, and there are all these like really cool labels in that collection like this. So I thought I'm going to use these. I also have I have like regular red ones, although I don't think the red ones are part of these red ones were part of Girl Friday. So I really like the red ones. These are like the original Martha Stewart Avery labels. So I'm kind of checking to see which of these will fit. Okay, I'm trying to think, how do I do this? So I'm so glad that I made different sizes because now I can really see that these large ones, they're are they all going to fit? The large ones actually all fit. So I could actually make them as big as this. These are 14, and this is 12, and this is 11. So I made them different sizes. Although 14 would work, I think I'm going to go with the 12 because sometimes I like things when they're just real smaller and simpler. So I'm going to cut this into strips. Okay, this one's 11 point. I'm just making a little note to myself. That one's 14 point. Okay. So I'm just using labels that I happen to have in my stash, and I'm sure you guys can see where I'm going with this. I'm just going to, these are on clear stickers, so I can easily put them on this label. You can print this out on regular white paper, like a little, like a Chinese fortune cookie strip, which I've done that plenty of times. I just thought I'm going to be a little fancier and a little vintage-er and put them on. This paper, it's like the bane of my existence. The clear sticker stock is the hardest one to get it off. I hear Mr. Crafty in there chuckling. He's like, you have no idea. That's a man who has made 20,000 sticker sheets in his life. If anyone knows, he does. Okay, so here's the intro page, which is really kind of stuck to the inside, so I'm definitely skipping that one. Probably going to skip that one, and I'll just start here. So here would be where I'm going to put my first prompt, which is the self-care life. You see what I'm doing there? So I'm kind of emulating what I did with the Camp Reset pages and putting my prompt there. So then I would just go on to the next one. So that is what I'm going to start doing. And you guys are all doing your vision pages. Wow, Mr. Crafty, I totally see what you got going there. You have the little, my little, what is that, picture in picture? Okay, I lost my strip. Okay, so I'm going to go on to making the next one. I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do this, but I guess I'm choosing the hard way. I totally agree, Miss Ansu. Is it Ansu or Ansu? Am I pronouncing that right, Miss Ivy Tree? I've always wanted to know. I don't think I've said it Ansu or Ansu. I did not have any plans to post my prompts, the ones I'm currently using right now. I just made them very quickly right before the show. If these prompts are something you guys are like, oh my gosh, these prompts are life-changing, I need them in my life, and maybe also you are interested in my fun little, you know, I'm not going to edit these, you're going to get what you you're going to get what you see. Whatever I thought was cute, you're getting too. But if you are interested in that, go ahead and like give me a little raised hand in the chat room so I can see if there is enough interest, because otherwise you guys can definitely write out prompts for yourself, what really matters to you. Ansu, thank you. Or is it? Is it? Yes, I hope your ankle heals soon too, Miss Ivy Tree. Oh my gosh. Okay, thanks, Serenity. Blush, blush. She says, everything you do, I need in my life. Oh my goodness. You know what I need? I need an assistant who will sit here and peel apart my little stickers. That's what we need, is someone to make us a cut file, right?
Stickers be easy.
I also think I'm spelling scholar wrong. It doesn't look right. It looks like scholar. Did I just get a volunteer?
I came back to turn your music on.
Oh.
I have other work.
Okay, carry on, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't really think that's why you did, but I would have gotten really excited if you did.
Well, what do you need help with?
No, it's okay.
Maybe I can help you.
It's okay.
Do you need me to demonstrate how to get stickers off the sticker paper?
You have done that. And I'm doing what you said. It's just, it's still kind of...
I think it's those nails that get you in trouble.
I do too. Oh, you know what I'm not paying attention to is the order in which I'm doing this, because I definitely had prayer wire. Okay, I'm gonna move this one. Can I move it? I can. Oh, I love when this paper's got a silky finish to it, and I absolutely love when stickers just go, yes, you can lift me right up, baby girl. I will not protest. Okay, so basically, I want to make sure I'm putting all like my similar pages together, and I feel like that self-care needed to be with something else. So what do I have here? I have life makeover, do more of this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say do more of this is going to kind of be the leading lady of my book. And again, you know, we've been talking about vision boards. You do not need to make a whole book if that is not your jam. If you just like, hey, I just want to have, you know, one thing, simple, please don't feel like you got to do it this way. I'm doing it this way because I usually do the board, and I want to do this on camera. I did this during Camp Reset. I was kind of sharing, oh, you know what I should do? I just have myself an answer. I'm going to get these all on here, and then I'm going to peel them and move them. So this is kind of like what I really like, especially because this is something I will turn the pages of. I will like use it. I will continue sharing my book. I will show you guys. I will give you updates on how I've added to it on YouTube. I will keep it moving. And like I said, if you were going to come to the Harmony Retreat, which goes on sale tomorrow, we are going to be doing mini vision board pages in there as well, but on a very specific topic. So it's not like a free-for-all. It'll be very, very specific. I'm going to give you prompts and a purpose for why you're doing it. So, and I really hope if you have been with me to camp before, so you're familiar with my content and how I do things, I really I hope that you're able to come to the retreat. I hope that you're able to make some room in your life for that. If you are new to me and have not ever come to any of my retreats or online activities, I encourage you to give me a try. Try me out. Take me for a spin. I definitely believe in over-delivering. Under-promise and over-deliver. That's the little mantra that I like to live by at TRG. I put a lot of my heart into what we do in our camps retreat, because you guys are not customers to me. You guys are you're my community, my Crafty family, and I create all of this for you guys because I imagine I think about each of you and what you're going through. We are all kind of in that, for the most part. I know that there's a spectrum of ages in our group, but for the most part, there are some definite life experiences a lot of us can relate to, have gone through. What makes this retreat special is this is going to be something that's very focused on self-care, focused on emotional, mental, and physical support. So we're going to kind of be building a tool that will help support the health of those 3 areas. So I have some ideas that you might find very helpful and enjoy working with and doing. We're going to be working in what most people call a bullet journal, but we will not be bullet journaling. We're going to do our own thing. We are a band of rebels, but we're going to use that type of notebook because it'll be simple, something easily portable, it's inexpensive, and you guys are going to create something that hopefully feels like that special friend, that cheerleader, that little buddy that you had when you were younger, your diary. Okay. I need some more. So, and I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for this one. It's like getting back to the roots of Camp Reset. That was really what Camp Reset was about, was really helping you guys establish self-care routines. And I think in our community, we can agree that creativity and crafting, that's really one of the greatest forms of self-care there is. And I just want to help you build tools and resources for yourself to really keep that vibrant, keep that going. Even when you feel meh, even when you're going through it, that you have something that will continue to encourage you. Does that sound intriguing? What did I say I was going to do here first? I said do more of this. That's what it was. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm loving these labels. Okay, do more of this. Prayer Warrior, Bible Scholar. And now we're going to do Planner Girl, because I would really love to see what my life would look like if I had it all together. Journal Girl. Okay. Okay, I am reversing myself because oh my gosh, these labels are amazing. It's almost as if they're on removable or reusable. They're not though, they're on regular paper. I just changed my mind. Typical girl. Changing my mind because I can. I'm going to put the Harmony Life as my first spread. Yo. Do more of this. Prayer Warrior. The Self-Care Life. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put skincare routine. One thing I have been diligent about in 2019, at least like the last 6 months of 2019, was really about my skincare. I've been sticking to that. So, healthy body, healthy fuel. Future me And obviously this is not like hard and fast. It doesn't really matter what order you put anything in, really. You can just flip around and look at what you want to. Actually, future me life makeover. I am going to give myself more room because I know myself and I know that. Oh, you know what? I see now. I'm going to make more pages for my fashion. So I'll do this like I was doing. And then Home Sweet Home. And luckily I have some extras here, so I'm just going to cut those up. And I'm going to do 2 Home Sweet Homes. Home Sweet Home. Sloan is celebrating her 32nd anniversary. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Did you guys like get married right out of high school? Or was it college? Or let's say high school. That's awesome. So many of you guys are married to a high school sweetheart or a college sweetheart. That is a huge, huge milestone, a huge thing to be just feel really good about and successful about, because not everyone can achieve that. Not everyone can claim that one. Sometimes we don't get to claim it through no fault of our own, or for like we didn't get a vote in it. Craft Studio, Craft Studio. I'm excited to do Craft Studio. Home Sweet Home, Home Sweet Home. Life Makeover, Future Me, Healthy Fuel, Healthy Body, Skincare Routine, Self-Care Life, do more of this. Journal Girl, Planner Girl, Bible Scholar, Prayer. I cannot wait to turn the pages of this book. This is going to be bomb. Okay, so if you missed my explanation earlier, this retreat experience, I was saying how one of my dreams is to have a house where I can invite people to our home for a retreat. And so I want to make a page of like what that would look like. I've been to people to retreats where they were in someone's home, and I think it's very doable, and it would be such a joy to be able to do that, to really be able to give somebody like the in-person experience in my home and be hostess, the hostess with the mostess. So that's another thing that we are praying about. Whatever property we find would be able to accommodate that dream. And what's really special to me about it is it was actually my dad's idea. My dad is the one that said, you know, he was interested in buying a property with Mark and I and my mother, that we could have a retreat center on the property, and then, you know, we would live on it in our house and they would live in their house. And then so he kind of planted that seed in my mind, and so I really look forward to seeing if that comes to fruition. I have not given up on that idea. It's interesting. I could have sworn I typed up one that had to do with my fashion life, but I do not see it. So I wonder if, I feel like that's kind of like what I have a lot of. So I'm just going to put my little label in there anyway. So there are my pages to get started with. And let's see what I got. So I actually have something, a picture that says the Harmony Life. And you will find that sometimes pictures can go in more than one category. And so that is, oh, by the way, these images that I'm cutting out right now, these are on our $5 photo paper, which is just as amazing as the $40 Moab paper. The images are just as crisp and vivid. We did a side-by-side comparison. So this is my $5 photo paper. $5 for how many sheets? I do not remember. It was a substantial. It was a good amount. But for $5, I'm feeling pretty saucy being able to print my Pinterest images on photo paper and have them look so amazing. So as an example, this more of this could fit here in the harmony life, because that's part of harmony, is just, you know, having love, being in love. Or I have a do more of this kind of thing. So that could be this, you know. So I'll do more of this. It's just a very good reminder, visual reminder, kind of like making a list, but making it in picture form. And I think that if you guys follow my steps in my little tutorial, you will find that it is really easy to get these pictures on the paper. It's really like right click, copy, paste, resize it, and then print it. I'm trying to remember at what point I was thinking to myself, actually, before I glue anything down, I'm just going to go ahead and just do this. This page has a variety of pictures on it. They belong in different categories. Usually I put pictures, I group them by they're all in the same topic. So here's another, choose this. This picture could also fit on the do more of this, one foot in front of the other. Yeah, there's many of us that go through things where you were just like, I give up. I'm giving up. And I am not a quitter. It takes a lot for me to walk away from something. Once I have my heart set on it, it just is, I'm pretty persistent. But getting my heart set on something too is also hard to do. I'm also a person like, I waffle with commitment, so I don't like to commit to things I know that I'm going to struggle with, if that makes sense. But once I'm in, can't shake me. I forgot that you guys can see my face. Hope I haven't been making weird faces as I cut my paper. Okay, I found this really cute little image on Pinterest, and I really loved it. Pink skies up ahead. Isn't that cute? So sometimes I go back and forth on how I do things. Sometimes I'll like cut all my images together, you know, just cut them all up, and I'll package them up in the little categories like I was showing you earlier. This is a good time to like have a bag of Ziplocs next to you. I have these inexpensive little baggies. They're not really sealable, but I have put similar, like won't quit till I'm fit. How cute is that? I put similar images in this bag so that I know that this is all something I would use for my fitness, like healthy body board. So you can do that at this point. Like it can be a multi-process situation. Well, thank you, Miss Angie Brown. She says the camps and retreats are truly so good and helpful. They make you make time to be creative. It's fulfilling in many ways on many levels. Well, thank you so much, my friend. I just thought of you today because I put my little Santa dish towel in the wash. I'm washing it for the first time on, I'm going to be washing it on delicate, of course, but I just put it in the wash today, and it made me think of you. It'll always make me think of you. It's been hanging up on my in my kitchen all December, my little God wink Santa. Okay, before I continue forward, I just want to show you guys some of my images. So this one was for like my Bible, like prayer warrior. So I've seen this image a zillion times on Pinterest, and I really love this. Someone wrote on the very bottom of their Bible, "May I never forget on my best day that I still need God as desperately as I did on my worst." Oh, that's a shame. She spelled desperately wrong. That's something I would probably do. So this would probably go on my Bible Scholar. Here's a couple little images of people who had wrote a really important message like on their hands, which I thought was fun. So sometimes like this is an example of putting scripture on my board. So it's not just the words. It's an interesting visual. So here is "Fear not, for I am with you," and that's from Isaiah 41. This person had wrote "The answer is always Jesus" on the inside of her book, so I thought that was really cool. And this person wrote "It is well with my soul" on the very backs of her shoes. So I found these to be like interesting ways to kind of incorporate scripture or faith messages on my vision board. So that would be an example of things you can find. You actually have access to most of these boards. A lot of my boards are actually public. This one is, I have a board called Faith Girl, and it has many sections, and one of them is called Visual Verses, and it's a whole board of ways people have shown visually a verse or scripture. So you can go shop my Pinterest boards and go. This is from our book nerd board that I put together if you did New Chapter Book Club with me in the fall. That's where these came from. This image I'm cutting right now is something Allie Edwards created. And I'm putting this on my Read More Books page. Actually, this is, let me think here. Did I create a board? Journal Girl and Planner Girl. Bible Scholar. I know I'm spelling scholar wrong. That is not how you spell it. It can't be. That looks so weird. Prayer Warrior. The Harmony Life. So maybe it'll just go, I don't know. I don't want it to just be about reading though. And this is one of those little free libraries, which I have a bunch of images of them on my board. And I just thought this one was so precious. It has succulents growing on the top of it. In this little town my mom lives in, they have a free library on the corner on the main street. I need to go down there and put some books in it. So I'm kind of on the fence about where I want to put this. I think I want to have like a book reading board, like be like a book nerd board. So I'm taking these two images off because they were not part of that. The self-care life, skincare routine, healthy fuel. Okay, I'm just going to cut these pictures out and I am going to tuck them into a little baggie until I have a label for book reading. I could have sworn I made myself a prompt for it, but I, alas, did not do that. So I am cutting this up. It's going to be such a cute little board. Yes, Kathy says that's why her images don't look as crisp. She has a laser. Girl, it's true. I have a laser too. I have generally printed most of my images on my laser and they are not crisp. Lasers are just not really great for photos, right? But I just kind of rolled with it, you know, especially because I was printing so many things. But yeah, if you can, if it matters a lot to you, a photo printer, which photo printers are really not very expensive anymore. A photo printer with this awesome $5 paper, the $5 paper, worlds apart from my laser images. The lasers tend to print dark. I have a lot of vision boards with dark images. So this is actually like so sweet that they're like light and bright and crisp. So how many of you guys, just a question, how many of you guys are looking at my vision book here and deciding, yeah, I would like a vision book, please. Yes, please. And how many of you guys are, awesome, Miss Collage Artist says, cartridge down. That's as good as glue stick down. Can we get a glue stick down? Give me a heads up in the chat room if you guys are, who's going vision board and who's going vision booking. Who wants vision pages? And Mr. Crafty, can you post a link for Miss Cheryl Ann to our photo printer that we love? Okay. Okay, so everybody's saying yes, please, but I don't know what we're saying yes, please, to. Okay, so I asked who's doing a vision book, or yeah, vision book, and who's doing a vision board. And then tell me what the yes, pleases were about so I make sure I don't miss that. So book, board, book, book, board, book, glue stick down graphic, chapstick down. How often do we get a chapstick down? Vision pages in my playbook. Oh, awesome. You got the, Nicolette said she got the Walmart sketchbook today. That's perfect timing. So vision book, vision book, vision book, vision book, 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 scrapbook layout. Nice. I may do the book. I love the idea. Book, 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 book. I sound like a little chicken. Book, book, book. Vision book, probably pages. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I am an enabler. Proud of it. But I'm not as big an enabler as some people. I'm enabling you a great idea. Let's just say that. I'm not pushing products on you. Not today. So yeah, Miss Jen says, where did you say that you explained how to size pics from Pinterest? On our website, the Vision Board Magic. There is a page on our website called Vision Board Magic. It's right on the home page, and there is a printable in there that I walk you through the steps of how to resize them. I am going to at some point do a video, and I'm trying to remember if it's something I planned on putting in the retreat or not, or it just might go into like a different type of workshop. I'm really excited about workshops, you guys. I have all kinds of ideas of how to do this to help you. You know, instead of selling you guys a collection of printables, I would love to sell you a workshop that will teach you how to use your craft supplies. Will teach you how to use stuff you already have, but then put it together in a really cool way like this. You can get a $5 book and put it to use. And this is something that we'll do in the Harmony Retreat, but again, it'll be very specific. Okay. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. Vision book, 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 book. Yes, please. Darlene says she's doing a vision board in her Obanichi. Nice. That would be the cousin. Vision boards, board, vision book, book, book. Yes. Teresa's going to use her Camp Reset handbook. Nice. Okay. So, oh yes, Gretchen. Great. She says she was inspired to go look at her saved Instagram. So I don't do this much because, again, I don't go on Instagram as much as I used to. But there's a little banner. Where's my phone? On Instagram, they have a little saved feature. So you guys can save things, and it kind of saves it into like an album. And then you can go ahead and you can screenshot those images and just send them to yourself. And I'm not endorsing anyone using these images for like profit, selling them. If you know, that's not what this is for. This is for like just quietly, privately in your, craft room. This particular book is made by Dilusions. It's the Dilusions Creative. Thank you, honey. It's this right here. It's the Creative Journal. Again, if you missed me saying it, I used the 40% off coupon because I think this was kind of an expensive book, but it's expensive because this is like really, it's special. This paper is not regular paper. First of all, it's as thick as cardstock, and it's meant to hold mixed media stuff, which, you guys, I'm kind of excited to slap some paint in here and ink. I've never done that before. So I think I'm going to like give these a little touch of color here and there and see what I like, and then put pictures down on top of it. So that's kind of fun. But I would definitely hold out for a 40% off coupon. I'm going to say this book was probably $30 at Michael's. And the only reason why I got it was because it actually was, I think it was half off. Like this, they had a sale on mixed media products. So it was 50% off. And I think that's why I did it. Carol's going to do a vision board in her power sheets. Yay. Good night, Carla. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're able to join us tomorrow. You're saying you're going to see me tomorrow. Okay, so if you guys are getting off, remember there's a Declutter Day event going on tomorrow. So it's a good opportunity to be working on your craft supplies and decluttering, and so you can get all freshened up for the new year. Okay, where was I? Where was I going with all of that? So I am going to go start here with these pages. So I have all these like little fun fashion pictures. And actually what you can do is, if you want to file your pictures where they're going to go, these are going to go with my Bible stuff. I'm actually going to, geez, it's like at the beginning. I'm going to put this sheet here where it's going to go. And then this is all going in fashion. I love doing pictures with clothes. I really, really do. As a matter of fact, what I might do is kind of like turn half of this book just into that, because it's something I love doing so much. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the first part like really vision boardy, and then the rest of it's gonna be all clothes and all like, yeah. So let's see. I can definitely fill up this with more goals. Like what's an example of like a really organized house? Lord knows I could do that. And actually, it's also kind of fun. You can mix things up. You can put, you know, if you're gonna label your pages, you can also change this so it's not always in the same spot. I'm just gonna put blank ones here because I'm gonna have to print myself some new prompts. But I know I'm gonna use this because it'll be consistent. So I have this Home Sweet Home. I'm gonna do this. This is repositionable glue stick, which I recommend if you want to try this project in the book for the first time. This is like creating a sticky note, is why I bought it, because I wanted to turn scraps of paper into like a sticky note, because I am forever writing information on scraps of paper. So I'm like, well, I'll just turn it into a sticky note. So this is something you can move around again. So I'm just going to go ahead and I love this bathroom with all my heart and soul. I think it's so pretty. So I'm just gonna, oh, I wonder if this will even stick. So I'm just gonna stick this in here and move it when I'm ready, if it hangs out. Oh, you know what would be a good spread is like all things positive, like a really like positive mindset, like a happy place. Again, something we're going to talk about in the harmony retreat, the self-care life. Do more of this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue these ones down. So I'm using my Dilutions glue on my Dilutions book. These are images that I actually added text to. Something else I can show you how to do in my little, I'm going to have to do a little quick video of that one day. It's my little thing I've been doing. Microsoft Publisher is one of the few programs I know very well. And it's very easy to use. It's very user-friendly. And most people who have Office it comes with Microsoft. I think the way when you get a subscription now or a membership, it's like you have access to it, I believe. Okay, and so this is my page for do more of this. This is one of my favorite outfits, my little blue shirt with the red hearts and my cheetah shoes, because I love mixing patterns. So bold was my word in 2018. I'm being really brave here. I'm just gluing stuff down. Usually I like lay it all out first, and right now I'm just like, I'm just going for it. So I have some words here. So look, do more of this. Enjoy silence. That's a really good one. So these are all printed on clear sticker paper, which I don't know why I never thought of doing it that way before. I think that's brilliant, because now I could just put words on the paper. I don't want all the pictures to have words over there. I'm going to make these like a grid. Sometimes you can overlap them on the edges. Like I don't have a problem doing that, but sometimes I like a grid. It's just fun. I love the idea of enjoy silence because I don't do that nearly enough, and I should. And I just want to put this girl somewhere. I feel like she is like, she's good for the harmony life.
Where was the...
She's all barefoot. What, honey?
What this was wrapped in so that I can find it on Amazon. You'd pull something off the
Right
front
here,
of it.
sir.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Come again. Another fun thing you can do with your vision board pages is you could add journal cards to add journaling. So it doesn't all have to be visual. You can actually add, you know, writing to it. Like as an example, I have some journal cards, note to self, what I need to hear most right now. So like that could be, you could put that right in the center and then put all your images around it if you want to. So, or you could be really bold and be like, you know what? The only thing on this page is going to be this and this. Like you could just make it super simple and then all the other images are over here. Or since if you go with the book, you know, there's maybe you kind of go, I'm kind of done with the vision boards. You know, I don't have any more to do. Now you can just put notes to self. You can just fill a page with something cute. Like, you know what? I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to pick a random spot. I don't know why I felt this spread was better than the other. And I'm just going to put this girl in here. And first she needs to get a little trim because she has a little too much of this white stuff around her. And I'm just going to put this random place where it's kind of peaceful. Just because I was using her as an example. I can always grab a different honey for my harmony. But she came from Camp Wannacraft. She was, I think she's in the Wannacraft collection because I remember her and her bare feet thinking, that's really weird. I don't think I've ever seen a honey with bare feet. And not only is she barefoot, but she's standing flat-footed. And if you have honeys and love them as much as I do, you know that honeys do not have flat feet. They always have these little pointy tipped feet. It's like the weirdest little thing where all the artists kind of made their feet super pointy and delicate. But she's just like standing like a woman. She's like, yes. This particular honey always makes me think of Elizabeth Taylor. I do not know why. She doesn't, well, I guess I can see why. She does kind of have a Liz Taylor-ish thing going on. In the corner of my eye, I see the chat room moving, and I'm like, oh, I'm cutting. I can't look. What's going on? I need a commentator, someone who will just commentate the chat room while I'm crafting. I love this honey so much. She's got like this cute jewelry, a cute handbag. She's wearing a pair of gloves, and she's barefoot. Again, I wish I could have like asked, why was she barefoot? What were you thinking? Okay, it's 8:20. We've been on here now 2 hours, 20 minutes. Wow, we still have a fairly good amount of people in the group, in the room, the chat room. But that's good. I wanted you guys to have some accountability. Like if you have, you know, time on your plate to be working on your vision board, you totally should. This is a good time. That's why I'm doing this. So I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. So I'm going to put this down first. I'm just going to make a note to myself at some point. And who knows, it might be like a God wink situation where that day something happens and I happen to decide to look through this and I come across this page and go, oh my gosh, you mark my words. And then I'll post this and go, you guys remember when I did the vision board party and I said it was going to be like a God wink where it would just happen because it was meant to. So it says what I need to hear most right now. And I do not know where these journal cards came from Bringing My Word to Life. These kind of look like Allie Edwards to me, because she also has the Bringing My Word to Life, why I chose this word for the year. So I'm pretty sure that's where these came from. I signed up for her one little word, and that's I am almost 1,000% positive that's where they are. I have signed up multiple times for the workshop, but for whatever reason, I never really get that going. I think that it's just I have too much on the plate. Good night, Robin. Okay. Awesome. The Preppy Cat Craft Girl says she just did her plank challenge. Nice. You can add some pictures of people planking on your vision board to remind you. Good night, Grace. Okay. Kathy says she is loving what she's creating for her vision board. That's awesome. Hi, Cece. She says she's watching from Inglewood, California. Oh my goodness. I just remembered that I'm on camera and you guys are watching me twirl my hair. Because I just realized I was twirling my hair. How many of you guys are hair twirlers? I have pictures of myself as like a toddler twirling my hair. I had really long hair when I was like 3, and I have pictures of it. And I'm like, it's just, I don't know, it's self-soothing. I don't know why hair twirlers twirl their hair, but I have never stopped twirling. Okay, there she is. She is gorgeous. So as I'm doing this, I'm just kind of like thinking about it and going, you know, I'm sure there's so many ways to do this, and like, now that I'm kind of setting this book up this way, which I haven't done this in a long time, and I also haven't done it like this way, so this is kind of fun, and it'll be interesting to see how as I go, how I adapt the different things I have in here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the do more of this. Here we go. So I have all these little book reading images, which I said I was going to put in a baggie, which I know I have some in my bag. Ooh, that's pretty. I love dahlias. And I think the dahlias need to be on my Harmony life. So I know I called this a vision board party, and then I was like, but look, it's a book. But I have bigger plans this year, you know, for Harmony. Harmony is a big word. It's not for the weak of heart. It's a lot. And I feel like this is kind of what I need as part of my Harmony life. I really need to have some really good visual of what Harmony can look like. And Harmony to me is such a balance of different aspects of your life, and having everything kind of syncing together, you know. And I think that these little flowers are just gorgeous. I love a dahlia. And you know, the other fun thing about doing a vision board is you can also add stickers. So you can add this to add like some journaling. I'm going to add this one and match it up to this little edge of the picture here. I love adding a little bit of journaling opportunities there. I think I'll go ahead and do this. So I think I'm going to split these up. I think the shoes are going to go on the I have a prayer warrior one. There we go. And I think a prayer warrior would definitely be writing scripture on their shoes. I think that's really awesome. And I'm putting it here. You're listening to Corey's Lounge. I feel like I should be ordering a cocktail. Sloan says she's a hair twirler. Kelly's a hair twirler. I'm sorry, I did not notice that. There we go. I see you guys were answering me and I was not looking. Hi, Barbara from Canada. Robin says she's a hair twirler. Shannon's a hair twirler. Kathy is. Ansu is. Dawn is. Sloan says that Honey is killing it for the barefoot girls. Yes. Right? We need a hair twirling t-shirt. Hair twirling is the best. I feel sorry for people that don't twirl their hair. They have no idea what they're missing. I remember when I was a teenager, I saw in like People magazine or something, a picture of Daryl Hannah, and she's twisting, like twirling her hair on the red carpet or something. She was like out in like a really pretty evening dress, and she was actually twirling her hair. And the person captured that image and they posted it, and they were talking about how people have different little little quirks and what it means, and they were using her as the example of the hair twirler. And I remember that always making me feel like so validated, like, see, even like a celebrity twirls their hair. This is before the internets and how you could easily just like look that up. Am I weird for twirling my hair? Oh, no. That's not the right one. That's for the Bible page. So this one is for prayer warriors, because if I write on my hand and take a picture of it, I think that's supposed to mean something. I think these are kind of younger girls that are writing on their hand and posting it. It says, I stopped venting and started praying because I don't need sympathy. I need strength. Isn't that awesome? I think that's awesome. That's a good, I can be a venter. All of us can. And that is a really good reminder. No venting. Go pray. Pray it out. And what if you could like combine your praying with your walking? So like every time you got to pray and work an issue out, throw on your shoes and go walk and pray. Walk and pray it out. Pray and walk. Pray and walk. I'm going to put that picture up here because I feel like that looks pretty warrior-ish. Now I have glue on this page, and I better get this image on it because otherwise I'm going to have issues. Okay, prayer warrior, and then Bible scholar. So, okay, now I'm going to show you another little thing I like to do sometimes just because it's fun, is I like to cut the picture out of its background so it then becomes like a little, like floating on the page. And what's fun about this is you can kind of layer pictures like this, much like you would with pretending that these photos are like embellishments, like scrapbook embellishments. You can embellish them. Let me see here. Where's the end of this book? Okay, So the way this picture was taken, this is the edge of the Bible, so it kind of does need to come this way. So I'm going to put it up a little high. And it's really cool because it makes it come kind of pop. Because it's an unexpected picture. It's like an unexpected shape. See what I'm saying? And then it's kind of layered over that label as well. And I'm going to add a sticker. But I need to make sure I find the right color. Okay. Oh, there we go. And then stuff like this, like, isn't that funny? Like, if you put a picture of a Bible on here, you could have totally written this on the bottom of the Bible and made it look as if that was actually on the Bible. Just a thought. You could recreate something like this. I'm going to add my little signature plus signs just for fun. So that's another way of kind of handling the images is, you know, you don't have to leave them in perfect rectangles if you don't want to. I like rectangles and squares because they, you know, they build a great grid if you want to have nice clean white space in between them. Or you can just kind of like layer it all up so it's just really kind of, you know, covering it or kind of bumping up near it. It's up to you. But I also want pages where I can write a little bit and add words to it. Speaking of, let me see. I don't know if I have any words at all that would... So, do you guys know the Seinfeld and how... was it Seinfeld? Yeah, George's dad. And how he was always yelling, "Serenity now! Serenity now!" So... to me, this is my cry. Harmony now! every time I'm melting down. That's what I have to choose harmony. Choose peace. Okay, so I hope that this exercise becomes something that you really love and that you continue to want to work on your vision book for the year. This, you know, that's one difference between a vision board and a vision book is the book gives you so much opportunity to continue doing this. The very act of it, the very act of like picking words, putting, you know, really positive messages down. The act of assembling photos that give you like life, that make you feel a certain way, all of that is self-care. This is becoming a tool for future Corey. So the Corey who gets to the end of 2020 is going to have benefited from all of this work that the Corey I am today is doing. I love picturing myself as two different people. I do that all the time with my examples. I don't know if you guys do that too. But I always like thinking of like past Corey, future Corey, present Corey. One of us is always trying to help the other. So I don't think this is a harmony now situation, but I think I have a place to put it. The harmony life. So I think this will be funny. So this is something, and that's, to that point, that is exactly how the Harmony Retreat I would love for you to look at. The Harmony Handbook is basically going to be a love letter to your future self. And that is the best way to kind of like sum it up for me. That's awesome, Ansu. She says she's been doing a book for about 20 years, the habit of doing that. And you are welcome, Miss Callie. She says she's been loving this group stuff. That's because this community is awesome. Isn't that fun? Harmony now! Now, every time I look, I'm not sure if this is going to help. Every time I look at this page, I'm going to think of George Costanza's dad yelling that. Is that really harmony? I might regret that, but I think it's funny. And I'm going to continue adding around it, so it's going to be like the center point of my page. So, you know, think about how every spread can have its own little personality, its own, you know, little, the way that you've built it, what you've added to it. Planner girl. The girl who finally used a planner. I do want to show you guys, since I had shared in the Crafty Club the other day about how I do have I have a couple planners I've purchased besides my Hobonichi. I'm looking for it. Huh. It's disappeared. Wow. I am so good at making things disappear. I should have been a magician. Well, okay. That is really weird. It was on my desk. I could have sworn before the show started. Anyway, I actually had this planner that was made. It was made for 2019, and I never used it. So we updated it with it, and I added my little dates to it. I actually have a January spread with the dates for like the retreat. I have a February spread. And I have a March spread. That is how far I've gotten. That's all. I actually don't even have dates on the March, but this is my only planner tool at all that I have, and it's inside this Franken planner. So it's sharing space with old like old content, but I like it. It's messy, and I love it. I love it. So I'm doing Claudia's one question a day, White Sugar Creative Designs. And I'm doing, here's my Bible tracker sheet, because I'm trying to be a Bible scholar. And I have a few pages of my planner. So I'm coming along with my planner girl goals here. That is all I needed, was just a, I just needed that so far, was just monthly spreads. I'll get down into the details later, but all I needed was that, and I already feel mentally better. So let me clean up my little mess here that I'm making. Tomorrow I'm going to be making a bigger mess with our Declutter Day event. Okay. Good night, Bonnie. Andrea is asking if anyone lives in Washington, D.C. and wants to meet up and work on your board or book together. Cheryl, you are asking me, what is this page from? This is a planner that we created for 2019, but I never released it. And so now I am just using a few days from it. Just using the monthly spreads. That is what it is. Okay. Sloan says, I love harmony. It's my word for my life. God made me a peacemaker. I wish I was always in harmony with the world. Sloan, that is awesome. I definitely wish that I was a peacemaker. That is not apparently how I am wired. So God is the one who issued that challenge to me to seek harmony. So that will be interesting. I'm definitely, that's not my mindset, or I should say that is not how my mindset has been, but I have faith in myself that I will persist and grow towards that. I have confidence that I can do that. My husband is a peacemaker. My mother's a peacemaker. Yeah, my best friends are peacemakers. God has surrounded me with them. So I have confidence that I'll just, act like they do. It'll rub off on me. Debbie is asking what time the Declutter event starts. It is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, Kim says that she has to find her paper planner now. She's gone digital. Kim, I think I'm going to do a hybrid. I think I'm going to put all of my reminders, like my appointments, everything that's very time specific, I'm going to put that on Google Calendar, because I never remember to look at my planner for appointments and stuff, and then I'm often late. So I'm going to use Alexa to remind me to like go, and then I'm going to use that. That will be my plan. Hi, Shannon. Good night, ladies. Bye, Shannon. Hi and bye. Yay, Megan says she's excited for decluttering day. Me too. Although I was asking myself, why did I do that? Why did I schedule that? Now I'm going to tear up my whole office. But no, it should happen. I know it kind of looks like this little area over here is really nice and neat, and I love it. I love the way it is. But everything on this side where all the supplies are, they need help. We need help here. Well, I'm glad to hear that some of you are experiencing harmony, that the communities brought you to harmony. Awesome. And Andrea and Vicky are hooking up for doing some vision board playing together, possibly. That sounds awesome. So, what time is it? Is it time? We should probably be getting to bed, because a lot of us need to get up and get our act together for tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a big day. And I really feel like I gave all my good stuff at the beginning of my vision board party. So this was really just me flitting around, putting my pictures down. If you are joining us a little later, I just want to remind you, tomorrow's our declutter day. It starts at 11 a.m. PST. Tomorrow is also the day we are launching the sale of the Harmony Retreat. If you would like to sign up on our website to get an invitation with all the details sent directly to you, you can do that by going to theresetgirl.com and signing up for the TRG newsletter. It is right there on our homepage. And if you are not already on our newsletter list, you can go ahead and just sign up. And then we will send you all the information as soon as it's available. And then we'll be posting the actual the information for signing up on our website tomorrow. I do not have a time for when that happens. More than likely it'll be during declutter day, and I'll just go, hey guys, it's up now. And you don't have to run and race to the website. You have a whole week to take advantage of the early bird pricing. Again, we'll be doing vision pages in that retreat that are very, very specific. I'm going to have you do very specific activities. It is not like the fun, excitement, running around like we do at summer camp. This is about hoping to create more peace in your life, to help you kind of like, we're going to focus on building a wonderful book that you're going to treasure and turn to like your best friend all year long. So we're going to help create a foundation under you to help you so that throughout the year you can use your creative gifts and talents for crafting your way through, challenges and strengthening yourself up emotionally, mentally, that you're going to be able to use creativity to do that, and some of the tools that we're going to build into your Harmony Handbook. So it's going to be a really cozy, awesome, we're going to have fun lives, and we're going to, there'll be live events just like we normally do. And then you'll have a fun, wintry little village that you get to go off to for Harmony Village. And so it'll be like that fun summer camp experience, but we're going to be going off to this winter chalet. And you'll be getting workshop videos that you can watch. You can watch them later. You can watch them at your own pace. Every week we will roll out new content. The retreat is just 4 weeks long. You'll get an extra bonus, like the beginning portion of, early access to the printables, so that you can get those things printed and be ready for when the doors open and we start our experience. I'm doing 4 weeks this time because I feel like that's a really good sweet spot where you won't get fatigued from being away too long at our retreat. It'll give you just enough enough material. So you're going to get, hopefully not, the goal is not to overwhelm you. The goal is to make you feel, I'm ready to like absorb and soak in some of the workshops. I will, attend a few live events. We'll have a private Facebook group that will be nice and uncluttered and nice and organized and streamlined, so that you will not feel the frenetic energy that we get with camp because we're so excited. But this will be kind of more of a peaceful experience, which is the whole point of being at the Harmony Retreat. So that will be going on sale tomorrow. So those are the two things to be aware of. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when Declutter Day kicks off. I'm expecting it to be hours long. That could be 3-4 hours long. Knowing me, we're going to have a couple guests show up to just check in with us, and from our community, let us know. One of them is from our creative team, and I asked both of them to kind of share tips. I know both of them, and they have very different personalities, and it'll be interesting to see. I'm also going to take feedback from the chat room and kind of like assemble some notes as you guys are talking. I will try to record things that you guys are sharing about how you make decisions on getting rid of things. So craft supply decluttering is one of the hardest things to declutter. It's up there with like personal memorabilia. It's rough, and I think all of us are challenged. So I'm gonna share with you a couple ideas that I came up with for things you can do with these craft supplies, so that perhaps it's less painful to part with them. But we will go over that tomorrow. And if you are not able to be there for the entire event, all of our live events become replay videos, which you might be watching right now as a replay. If so, hi. You also would, just another reminder about signing up for a text message reminder if you want to make sure that you don't miss that event. If you want to make sure you don't miss all the rebuild day that we're going to have the following Saturday. And we will keep you in the loop on when we go live. I do not use that for advertising to you. I simply say, hey, we're going live, be there. So if you would like to be on our texting platform, it is texting the letters TRG to the number, which isn't like a phone number. It's like a zip code is what it sounds like, 94253. And then we will send out a reminder message to you about an hour or two before our live event that, hey, we're about to go live. Get yourself something to sip and sit down and get ready to have fun. Awesome. Yay, Julia. This was your first live. I'm so glad you loved it. And also, girls, I don't really say this enough, and in 2020 I'm going to try to say it more. Don't be embarrassed about showing up to a live event on YouTube. This is super fun. In the same way that you get something out of it, you have no idea that there could be people in your life that would enjoy it too. Maybe some of your people that know you might mock you a bit, but don't be embarrassed. This is fun. It's fun, especially because a lot of us are introverts, and we just, we'd rather be at home on Friday night than go out. And some of us are just, whether introverts or not, you just really enjoy the crafty life. And that is the whole reason why I started doing the Late Night Crafty Club, is just to create this fun place for us to gather so that we can like get that little craftiness out of our system and sit here and craft together all over the world. That is what's so awesome. Like Miss Ansu, who's in the group right now, is from South Africa. We are rubbing elbows with other continents, girls. I think that's amazing. So if there are people in your life you can think of, coworkers, friends, ladies at church, family members, invite them to join you sometime. Tell your friend. There's a show that I'll admit I watched this. Please don't judge me. But it's called, as soon as I go to tell you, I forget the name of it. It is part of the 90 Day Fiancé series. And it's Mark, can you help me remember the name of that show? It's actually the most fun show to watch of all the shows that they have. It's the one where they sit in their bed and they watch it like a pajama party. So Pillow Talk. That's what it's called. We'll have like late night crafty pillow talk. You guys invite your friends in real life and tell them, wear your jammies, bring a bottle of wine or whatever it is you guys drink together. Come on over. The kids can go play in the back room. We'll get rid of the husbands, or they can babysit. and let's get our Crafty on. Let me show you my craft supplies. Because after tomorrow when you declutter, you're going to have some stuff that you could be gifting to some of your friends in real life. Even those that say, I am not crafty. But I just showed you a fun thing that isn't really crafty. It's just about cutting out pictures in a magazine and pasting them in a book. There are tons of people who do vision boards that are not crafty. So this can be your thing. This can be your way of like luring people into your crafty web, you know, because a lot of us really would enjoy to have people in real life to craft with. And so think about that. Consider neighbor, consider, you know, maybe there's an older teenage girl on your street that you're friendly with that would love to have someone be mentoring her into the crafty life. A lot of you guys participate with church people, you participate with other parents. I mean, consider this an opportunity of reaching out to other people and sort of like, you know, bringing people into this life. The crafty life is self-care. It is a way of like releasing stress and just really nourishing yourself. We all have a creative gift. And the more you work at it, the greater your gift grows. And you get the benefit and the pat on the back and get to like really see your gift grow. And that's why I do this, because I want that for you. And the same way you guys are like, this is so fun. Think of people you actually know that might consider it fun, that maybe they're a little lonely on Fridays. Maybe there's a widow, there's a divorcee, there's women that, you know, in your sphere that would be spending the Friday night alone. I know a lot of us are introverts. Some of you extrovert girls, though, you would be really good at this. Consider having a gathering. Considering inviting somebody over. Consider asking someone that you're friendly with at work. Consider it. And then turn me on in your living room. Boom! And I will craft with you. It'll be just like we're here live, but I'm talking to you just like I am right now, and you could be watching this a month from when I recorded it. But it's the same thing. I always have something to say and encouraging, and so you could be bringing people, you know, into our community and helping it grow. So I love you guys so, so much, and I am really excited that... I'm sorry. I just saw the funniest thing. I accidentally joined a crafty cult. So, I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. If you're not able to join, don't worry. You can always watch it as a replay. You can just, you know, get your little jammies on and then, you know, do your decluttering. When you're able to do it, just flip it on and I'll be right there in your living room, just like as if I were live. And you can get to work tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then next Saturday will be rebuild day. So we're going to declutter tomorrow and then rebuild on next Saturday, putting together organized, fresh, everything has a place, brings you joy, is going to be exciting. And then, my friend, you will be ready for the Harmony Retreat. That is the whole reason why we are doing these events. For those of you who are going to the retreat, you plan on investing in yourself and that's what you want to do. Bravo. For those who, if that's not in the budget, that's not your interest, I still want you to benefit from this experience as well. So I love you guys. Sleep well. I will see you tomorrow, full of energy, ready to go and start decluttering. Love your faces. Bye, everybody. Mwah. Bye. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.